Welcome to this round 16 clash here at Kippax Oval for this North Eastern Football League clash between the Sydney Hills Eagles and the Belconnen Magpies. Sydney Hills Eagles needing to win today, Belconnen needing another win today to maintain their position at their lofty heights at the top of the NEAFL ladder. Joining me in the commentary today is none other than the Junior Development Officer, sadly out injured, but it's Stephen Wombat Coat. Welcome to the program, Stephen.
Thanks for having me, Brett. I'm looking forward to a very good game of footy today, so it should be good.
Obviously, I won't ask you where your loyalties lie, but you'd be tipping a Magpies win. A couple of changes here. There's Jacob Taylor in for his second game. Of course, his brother nominated for the Rising Star this week, Isaac Taylor, and Daniel Jordan in for the Belconnen Magpies as we get set for bounce down here for quarter one. Hills Eagles really needing to win. Got a talented list on paper, the Hills Eagles, but it's Big Porter who wins first tap out, and guess who? Down to James Bennett. Bennett forward down towards York and Loken, but it's picked up there and caught in a strong tackle there was the from Matthew Loken. So Rowan Bilkey was caught. I don't know what the umpires picked up there. Did you see that, Stephen?
Yeah, free kick to Loken, holding a man, so...
Absolutely. So Matthew Loken gets an opportunity to add to his impressive goal-kicking tally for season 2013.
Yeah, he'll love that. We won't hear the end of this if he kicks it. We'll be sure to see it in the review, so...
He does his own editing, does he?
Yeah, very much so.
As we ride this home with the Super Boot, Loken, he has been in sparkling goal-kicking form. Of course, the leading goal-kicker with Chris York at the Belconnen Magpies. And he normally gives a good indication. Yep, absolutely, Matthew Loken liked it off the boot. That's the first score here at the Nest, and that's just the start the Magpies wanted. As I was talking to Matthew yesterday, he's got some big fish to fry in the coming months, and he's not far wrong there. So a great start to the coach, Matthew Loken, and it was all started in the middle of the ground there with Big Porter. Just whilst we're in the coverage, Stephen, obviously you've hurt your knee against Ainsley a couple of weeks ago. How are you feeling?
Yeah, not feeling too bad now. Let's sort of start putting weight on it and started walking around. So see a specialist next week and book in for surgery in the next couple. So start the road to recovery, I guess. Well,
we wish you all the best. You certainly were in sparkling form prior to hurting your injury, but it's Big Porter in the middle of the ground there, and he's wrapped up there by the number 38 and Big Alex Snedden. Of course, Snedden will have to burden the ruck responsibilities with the ACT representative ruckman Luke Gemmell out. I did notice he led the side out as the runner, so he must be out injured. He's booked Luke Gemmell. As the umpire elects to throw it up, it's Snedden to do battle there, and went down as to, I think that was Sharp there. It's out towards that of Loken. Loken chases after the ball strongly. He was met in a solid bump there by Pollock, but it's back into the arms there of Ryan Barrett. He tries to get a clearing kick away, doing 3 or 4, 5, 6 efforts there from Matthew Loken, so that's fantastic. Comes out there towards Curtis and Bennett. Bennett with the handball inside there to his brother in Lexi. Both players go over, and Bonnie, of course, in the NEAFL representative program, into the middle there to Mark Dragosevic. And let's play on. The umpire says play on now as Dragosevic drives the ball forward for the Hills Eagles. And it's out towards Stubbs. Stubbs handballs into the corridor over there to that of the number 33 for the Hills Eagles, and he has a quick snap at goal, and it's only a minor score for the Hills Eagles. That's their first score, Stephen. So a slow start here at the Nest.
Yeah, very much so. A bit of a fumbly game at the moment. Both sides just trying to assert their dominance, I guess. And
any key matchups you see out there, there's a 50-metre penalty being paid out here. That's poor discipline from the Hills Eagles. Been paid out there to Matt Sharp. He's been an impressive performer for the Belconnen Magpies in season 2013 as Matthew Sharp.
Yeah.
He gets it on that left foot. He's very good by foot over to the man they call Jimmy Bennett, James Bennett. He gets a worm burner over there to York, but it's only as far as the Rowan Bilkey, the defender. It's now out towards the Hills Eagles as they bring it down the broadcast side, looking for Reed, but it was chopped off there by Bugsy Turnbull. Turnbull over to Love. Love gets one and he drops it on the ground there. He was tried to be met by their Bonnie, but it's into that man Bennett. He's already racked up 4 or 5 possessions early in the first quarter here, so he's a superstar, James Bennett.
Yeah, he is for sure, especially since he was our best player before he left for Adelaide, and he's just come back, whole new level, and yeah, he brings a lot to our team, obviously.
There you have it, right from the horse's mouth. Junior Development Officer, currently out injured with a a season-ending ACL injury, and it's devastating that. But as I said, we wish you all the best, and you're young enough to bounce back, so you can take heart out of that. But it's back to the footy there. It was Curtis. He dropped it cold. Should have been a free kick. Was left there to Geordie Harper, who was on the bottom of the pack there fighting for it. The umpire elects to say, well, I'll have it, and we'll have a boundary line throw-in or a ball up there. We're a little bit obscured in the broadcast box here, so we're watching it off the monitor. I was watching Game Day before we left, and they talked about that at Star Trek Oval in Monica, so it wasn't just the commentator's curse yesterday, but it's down to Bunyan with a quick snap off the right boot, and it just dribbles through for a behind. So Dominic Bunyan, he's been in reasonable form for the Pies up there in the front half. As we bring it in now through the Hills Eagles, and it's out towards Porter. Porter paddles it back to Bennett. Bennett with a quick handball out there to Curtis. He fakes one way and goes backwards there to the run there of that is Josh Hegarty. Hegarty, he's been decisive in his return back from an ankle injury. It's down towards Lexi Bennett, who dribbles it along the ground, and it's Bennett now, and solidly tackled there by Eugene Kruger, but he's given away a free kick there to Geordie Harper. So Harper gets an opportunity to attacking foray for the Magpies. He's looking down there for Des, but it beats all comers. Was poor by foot there by Geordie Harper, and it just rolled over the boundary line. Boundary line throw in Andrew Des. He's been an impressive forward this year too for the Belconnen Magpies. Certainly a big three-peat up there with York, Loken and Des. Really, really improved footballer is Andrew Des. As we come back to the middle of the ground there, and it's taken away there by Kruger. He got a quick handball away. It was over there to Garlick. He finds the run of, I think it was Reed out there. Now he's looking to there of Benny Wharton. Wharton now gets an opportunity to go forward, looking for that. Out towards Stubbs, who read the play a lot better. Trent Stubbs, if you don't mind. He gets the Eagles first. That's a great goal of Trent Stubbs, of course, the former Collingwood player. Spent a bit of time at Hawthorn. Now looking to settle back down at the Hills Eagles. He's a very good player, is Trent Stubbs. That's his first for the afternoon, and that's the Sydney Hills Eagles' first for the afternoon, and a good reply there, Stephen.
Yeah, for sure. He's certainly someone we have to watch. I think Nick Collins has gone to him for the day, so Nick's going to have his work cut out for him, but Nick's been in good form, so we have all the faith in the world in him to do the job.
So there you have it. So Stubbs gets his first goal. And it comes back to the middle of the ground. The umpire bounces it off. Of course, the league released this week, Stephen, that all the finals will be played here should there be Canberra clubs involved in the grand final. So that's a great boost for the Belconnen Football Club. Yeah,
we're very excited about that. Obviously, a lot of work went into this, putting this facility up, and just to get a bit of recognition, I guess, for having the second best facility in Canberra. Yeah, it's nice for the club.
Quick turn there by Doyle. He made a good contest of it there, Doyle, and he just pushed it to the behind post. So they've taken the lead here at the Nest, the Hills Eagles. They hit the front by a point, so well done to the Hills Eagles. But it's a quick play on there. It's out towards Curtis. Curtis should use that big long foot, and he finds Love out at centre wing. Love feigns the handball, but comes inside now towards that of Isaac Taylor, of course, nominated for the Rising Star throughout the week. He was chuffed speaking to his father, son of a gun, they call him, and of course his brother out there for his second game, Jacob Taylor. So a very proud moment in the Taylor household. Nearly got a win for Pete Taylor, of course. Peter, a stalwart with the Belconnen Football Club and now a board member with the GWS. But that's a good mark here down to Ryan Barrett in the back half. He gets looking there for, I think it's Dragicevic out there, is it? No, it's not. It's not Dragicevic. It's the Hills Eagles. They bring it down towards Reed. Very good player, Scotty Reed. Spent a bit of time on the list at Collingwood. Good player, Scott Reed. Yeah, he's one to watch too for the Hills Eagles as he drives the ball forward, looking down there towards that of Jack Dimmery. Starring role last week was Dimmery. It's over to Hegarty. He sets a lot of the play up by foot. It was a quick handball over the top there to Jack Baker. Now it goes into Turnbull in towards Bennett. Bennett now gets an opportunity to straighten up and set it forward. That should have been a free kick. Both players went down there. They lost their feet. And it's out to Rowan Bilkey. He wins the foot race against Chris York. Bilkey gets gets the hand by foot over there to Josh Duncan. Duncan now gets an opportunity, but it might be chopped off here. No, that was a good grab there. It was well taken there by Benny Wharton. Wharton now gets the opportunity to drive it long down the line, and it's it. Big Porter leads the chase for it. Now he bends down. He has to bend down a long way right in front of the broadcast, and Porter does a great kick in there towards that of the number 59, Jacob Taylor, in for his second game. Quick in there to the middle of the ground to Damien Hector, the Traralgon boy, and they've spotted up Chris York on the lead. So Chris York gets an opportunity to put full points on the board for the Magpies. In a good passage of play there, Stephen.
Yeah, I think we used that really well then. Big Porter didn't panic and backed his skills and hit up a lead, and one handball inside, and great kick down to Yorkie there from Isaac Taylor.
Absolutely, Isaac Taylor, of course, both the Taylors in that passage of play. Jacob Taylor was a good handball inside there as we follow this home with Chris York. He makes no mistake about it. That's the Pies' second, as they take the lead back here in this arm wrestle here at Kitbacks Oval. Round 16, of course, we don't need to mention the Hills Eagles. They need to win to keep their season hope alive in 2013. Of course, the Magpies, had the Swans not won yesterday, could have owned the top spot, Steve.
Yeah, well, I know I was watching that game with a lot of interest. We thought Eastlake were a very good chance yesterday with Swans only having 10 or so listed players, but not to be. We just need to win today and keep our spot up there.
Absolutely, of course. Those that follow the NEAFL, the Swans comprehensively beat the Eastlake Demons in Newcastle yesterday by 80 odd points, so they continue their merry ways at the top of the ladder. It's out there towards that of Hector. I've really liked his season's form as Damien Hector, the boy from Traralgon. Yeah. Must be wrapped with him, Stephen, at the club.
He's been very good for us. Him and another guy, Drew McGrath, came down from Traralgon this year. Drew just went out of the side today, but they've both been very good since coming to us.
So that was a strong mark there in front of Cam Campbell. He's another vastly improved player, and there's this player I spoke about at the top of the program. He's a really good player, is Scott Brood. He come from 3 deep to take that one there. He gets an opportunity 35 metres from goal directly in front to Scotty Reid. He gets an opportunity for the Hills Eagles to put their second on the board and attempt to wrestle a bit of this lead back as we ride at home with Scott Reid. And the goal umpire doesn't like it. He's pushed it to the left-hand, right-hand side, so that's just a minor score for the Hills Eagles. That's Reid's first minor score for the afternoon. As Belconnen bring the ball back in now, and that's a good mark there by Jack Baker. Baker gets an opportunity to bring the ball back in. He finds that of Daniel Jordan. And Jordan by foot now has to look down along the line. He goes back across goals. He goes across there to Patrick Delaney. Delaney with a good kick by foot out there towards Hegarty in front of Reid for the Hills Eagles. Hegarty has to make the right decision. He's a good decision maker in the back half. It comes out there towards that of Jack Baker as they share it around by foot. Out towards Hector. Hector was good by foot there, and I think there's a 50-metre penalty been paid there. Is that correct? It was, and it's going to that man Ryan Rabs Turnbull, is it?
Jacob Taylor, I think it is, out there.
Jacob Taylor. So he must have got dished after the ball, because he made a good attempt at marking out there. As Jacob Taylor gets an opportunity right on the paint at the 50 to put Belconnen's a third on the board. Let's see how he goes. How's he going to go here, Stephen Wombat Coat?
I'm going to back him in. He's not a bad shot at goal. He's old Jacob.
There you go, Jacob Taylor. You heard it from Stephen Coat joining me in the commentary box, and that's a good kick off the boot. And it's failed to make the distance. It's just rushed over the behind post there. So just a minor score to the Magpies.
He's been out of training all week this week early, having set shots from about that area, so I'm a bit surprised he missed that one.
The commentator's curse, they call it, Stephen. 2-2-14 to 1-3-9 here at Belconnen as we look at the transition coming in through Ben Wharton. Wharton gets an opportunity now to send the Eagles right into attack as he shimmies one way but comes down the other way. It's down through the middle of the ground there by the Hills Eagles. Here's Reid at the back of the pack. He set himself 3 or 4 deep. It's Cam Campbell. He got a hurried handball away, but it's only as far as that of James Gordon. Gordon gets it in towards that of Big Doyle. He was double teamed by the Belconnen Magpies defence, but here it comes to Geordie Harper, a much improved player. He's showing all the benefits of playing senior games in a row, but it's chopped off there by the Hills Eagles, and it's out there towards that of Rowan Bilkey. Bilkey puts it across there to Will Bradley. Bradley now across to Ryan Barrett. Barrett gets an opportunity to go down the line, and he was looking there for his teammate Matthew Eastman, but it's now chopped off. Oh, that was a good hand in the way there by Mark Dragosevic, of course. It's out to Big Doyle. Doyle, the number 10, gets an opportunity to put it by boot, and it only goes as far as the behind post. That's a minor score for the Hills Eagles. So, a lot of touches of the footy in that passage there, Stephen.
Yeah.
As we get Cam Campbell to bring the ball back in. Much improved player is Cameron Campbell. That's a great kick looking for Curtis, and it's gone straight down his bread basket, and he's dropped it. Simon Curtis, he must have lost it in the flight, but he gets an opportunity to regain as Curtis gets it onto the left boot, looking down there towards that of James Bennett, resting forward. He's got a job in front of him with Ben Wharton trailing down on him. He's held without the football. Surely that's a free kick. Yes, it is, you betcha. James Bennett played that very well.
Yeah, he did. Very dangerous when he goes forward, James Bennett. I wouldn't like to be one out with him with a lot of space around, so see if he can go back and kick this one.
It's certainly part of the game that he's really improved, and you can see when he does go forward, he's always been quite good overhead, James, and when he does go forward, he's very, very, very solid in the contest, and he just bends the knees and plants in at the contest. Has he improved the goal kicking? No, he hasn't. That's the Magpies' third behind for the afternoon, as they push their lead out by 5. It's 2-3-15 to 1-4-10 here at Kipax Oval. Of course, the second of our double headers this week. We called the game yesterday Tuggerong v GWS Giants, and it was a bit of a cricket score out there at Star Trek Oval in Monaco, with the GWS keeping the Hawks goalless, Stephen.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see that, but in saying that, GWS have had a really strong side in the last couple of weeks, so yeah, a bit disappointing for the Hawks.
I think it's a bit disappointing for all the football followers, but it's back into the play here. It's Reed. I'm not sure if that'd be a first score side that hasn't kicked a goal in NEAFL history.
Yeah.
So anyway, but out there was Curtis with a kick off the boot there. But oh, that's a great grab there. That's a fantastic grab there to Stephen Pollock. Pollock flew up with the Eagles there and took that one. Pollock with a good kick down there towards his teammate in Eastman. Eastman comes inboard now and drives it down there looking for Stubbs. Stubbs was caught behind there, but it was well mopped up there by Daniel Jordan and Cam Campbell, so he did well there, Trent Stubbs, with the defensive pressure out to Johnny Love. Love out the back now to Matthew Sharp. Sharp gets a clearing kick away out there towards the hard-working Des, but only as far as his NEAFL representative teammate and Bonnie. Bonnie gets the ball straight down the throat of Duncan, who run the Andrew Browning in his first game back. So as we hear the bellows come from the Hills Eagles coach's box, as it's taken away there, Josh Duncan applied the pressure, but it's in the middle of the ground. It's out to Curtis. Curtis unloads with a 65 metre kick that puts it into the forward in towards there of Hector. Hector rides the bump into that of Jacob Taylor. Taylor with a clever handball there over towards James Bennett. It's back out now to Hector. Hector drives it further inside the forward 50 there looking for Loken, but it was a good contest there by Patrick Delaney. Delaney has come up with a football somehow and had a quick snap at goal, but only as far as the behind post. So Patrick Delaney working overtime in this game.
Yeah, he did really well then to make a contest, just couldn't finish with a goal.
He did extremely well to make a contest out of that. He looked gone for all money, so he just persevered. Of course, as they run it over the boundary line with the quick kick, failed to find any of his Hills Eagles teammates. Of course, I was lucky enough to go to the GWS yesterday in the chairman's function and got the opportunity to go into the coach's box in the main game, and an experience to behold. So I must thank Jack Masters and all the Giants people who are really making a vast effort to stamp the Giants here in the nation's capital. It was great to see. So I learned a hell of a lot in the coach's box. So there was a cast of thousands up there, and it's just about repeated efforts. So something all young footballers should probably, if they ever get an opportunity, relish it. It's a pressure cooker environment. But back here to the footy again, and it's a free kick been given there. I think it was against Big Porter. He's just laid in there on that of Eamon Buchanan. Of course, Buchanan, the former Swan and Lion, was fantastic for the Lions in their premiership last year. Carrying a bit of a knee injury is Eamon Buchanan. but now he picks out the right player. Yeah, that was a good grab there. I think it was Eastman. Eastman gets an opportunity to bring it in now. Eastman brings it long down the line, but only as far as that of Cameron Campbell. Campbell goes across the field towards, and it's a free kick mark, whatever you like.
Oh, and 50.
50 metre to Isaac Taylor. Of course, we spoke about him at the top of the program. This week's rising star, Isaac Taylor, he's slotted in quite nicely, been quite patient, had to wait a bit of time to play his first senior game too, Stephen.
Yeah, he did. A lot of good performances in the reserves, but in saying that, he played a fair few games for the Giants last year in the NEAFL, so we knew he was up to it, but he did have to bide his time.
He just dish out the tough love here at Belconnen, the nest, but it's over towards Bonnie. Bonnie gets it by foot in a poor disposal there, and that was only as far as Hegarty. Hegarty goes in there towards the hard-working Des. Des, right on 50, gets an opportunity now to register Belconnen's third goal. You're going to back him in here, Stephen, or are you going to give him the commentator's curse?
I'm going to back him in. He absolutely loves his pocket. Calls it Desi's corner. So if he does kick it, watch. He'll look to the crowd and give him a little wink.
You think he might give a wave up to you in the commentary box as we ride it home with Andrew Des? Yep, he likes it. You betcha. He gives the sponsors the finger. He is. It's a part of his game that he's really improved. Andrew Des. Des. Now, I know it is Des, but a lot of people call him Dees.
Yep. Dees, and he likes to go by the Big Easy as well, so calls himself the Big Easy.
He's certainly a much improved footballer, is Andrew Des, the boy from Lavington, settled here, and of course he works with you in the office there at Belconnen, doesn't he, Stephen?
Yeah, he does, part-time, looking after our sponsorship and marketing this year, and he's doing a very good job, I must say.
Well, it's good to hear. It's good to see that all local clubs are taking it seriously. Of course, Sponsors Day out here at Kippax Oval. I run into the president, Darryl Reid, over there as I come in, a fellow Territorian, so he's entertaining all the guests over there today. As we come back to the middle of the ground, the umpire bounces it down. It's down towards Sned, and he got first use of it, but only as far as Isaac Taylor, who got the clearing kick out of the middle of the ground. Isaac Taylor now, that was a clever working up there towards Chris York. York tries to bend it around, but only as far as, I think the umpire is, what's he called here?
Downfield free kick, I think, for a bit of a late hit.
A downfield free kick, as the monitor tells us. Of course, outstanding camera work here by the ever-reliable Google Productions, Andrew Barnes. It's a relay free kick to Matthew Loken. Is this Lokes' pocket?
No, I don't think so. Watch him to run around. He is a good left footer, so he'll run around, try and snap a goal there, I think.
Here we go. Watch Matthew Loken. You watch the AFL experience. Absolutely runs around. He likes it, Matthew Loken. No worries about that. That's oh no. He liked it. The goal umpire didn't. We liked it. So a minor behind. I already had him penciled in for the goal, but they quickly bring the ball back in the Hills Eagles now as they bring it down towards the opposite side. And I think it's gone out of bounds on the full, so that was a poor effort. And it's over towards that of a Taylor out there, I think it is. I can't quite pick it up. It's Delaney. Delaney drives the ball in there looking for Loken, and he was always going to get that in front of Ryan Barrett, for the Hills Eagles. He just protects the drop zone so well. I think he's the best in the competition at protecting the drop zone as a forward.
Yeah, he's very hard to, once he makes front position as well, he's very hard to get around, so... Yeah,
absolutely.
Very dangerous if you let Loken get front position on you.
Yeah, he doesn't give it up either. And as a backman, you really need to work Matthew Loken over. Maybe he gets an opportunity for his second now as you ride this one home with Matthew Loken. You betcha he likes it. He gives the customary clap. So Matthew Loken gets his second, and he gets the Magpies fourth. So a good start here to the Magpies. 22 minutes into the first quarter here at the Nest. Round 16 North Eastern Football League clash. I'm Brett Davis, and with me in the commentary box today is Stephen Wombat Cope. Great to have you on board, and really appreciate the efforts of the Belconnen Footy Club to promote their club, and not only promote their club but promote football in the region. And I think they do a fantastic job, and I won for rap that they're getting the final series here for 2013. It should be good, and let's hope that the Belconnen people or the public get out and support it. As we come back to the middle of the ground for a bounce down 5 goals scored in the quarter. It should be about a 30-minute quarter, as the clock's not working here. A la Monica yesterday, they didn't have the... but that was out to Hector. It was a good handball there from Bennett out the back of the packy over there to Sharp. They're doing as they like now. They're just running at 6s and 7s. And why wouldn't you look for Loken? And it just sees them both over the boundary line as he protected. That was Barrett. But we get a boundary line throwing. It'll be Snedden to do battle against Loken in the forward half. It's Loken v Snedden. Loken gets first hand of the footy. Also tried to grab it and he did his own roving as well. So it comes out now to Bonnie. Bonnie gets an opportunity on the centre wing. He drives it down there looking for that of the Hills Eagles player in Theo Gavari, but Gavari fell over and now it's been taken across the ground here by Nick Collins. So Collins there in front of Eamon Buchanan stood his ground. Buchanan gave away the free kick. So Collins, good by foot into that of... I couldn't quite pick up who that was.
Lexi Bennett.
It was Lexi Bennett, and he drove it forward as the two Belconnen players spoil each other. Isaac Taylor, and it ends up in the arms of the Hills Eagles as they get a quick clearing kick from the defensive half, and it's out towards that man in Reed. Reed does a pirouette and turns around, and there is a downfield free kick. Didn't quite pick up what happened there. Must have been a little bit of an altercation that there was.
It was a late hit from Damien Hector, so he paid it downfield.
He has, and it's in the arms of Trent Stubbs. So that was a bit undisciplined there by Hector.
Yeah, he probably just didn't need to do that, Hector, then.
Just a little bit undisciplined there by Hector, undoing all his good work for the first quarter, as he gives Stubbs an opportunity to put the Hills Eagles second on. We ride this home with Trent Stubbs. He likes it off the boot, but the goal umpire doesn't, and it's a minus score. So that takes the Hills Eagles to 1-5-11, trailing Belconnen 4-5-29.
I think Hector will breathe a sigh of relief there then, that he didn't make him pay the ultimate price.
It's important there that Hector now gets and repays his teammates. It's back out to Hegarty. Hegarty drives the ball along with a good kick out there, but only as far as there of the player there. I think it was Reed for the Hills Eagles, but that's a clever handball, and Dragosevic gets another handball away from Garlick. Garlick gets a quick handball away. There's Brown in guard space. It's Hegarty now. He's been chased by Gavari, Theo Gavari. Now it's over to Bugsy Turnbull. Turnbull over there to Curtis. Curtis can run it and play. No, the umpire has said you must come back over the mark, Simon. Simon gets an opportunity now to bring it down towards the centre wing. He gets it down there towards that of Bennett. Bennett into the path of Love. Love to Loken. Sliding in on the knees was Matthew Loken. Loken will look to drive this long. No, he looks to spot someone up, and he spotted someone up all right. Jacob Taylor has got into the right spot there. Taylor with a quick kick out there towards Lexi Bennett. So Lexi Bennett deep in the pocket, right near the sponsors tent here at Kipax Oval. 40 metres out. How do you think he's going to go here, Stephen?
I'll back him in again, I think.
It is Lexi Bennett as the siren sounds for the end of the first quarter. Is he going to give Belconnen? What does the umpire called here? I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, he hasn't called anything. So.
Did we get a score there? I can't quite pick it up.
Yeah, 1 point to behind there to Lexi Bennett.
You got the commentator's curse again. So that's the end of the first quarter. It is the Belconnen Magpies 4-6-30 leading the Hills Eagles 1-5-11. We'll be back shortly. This live stream brought to you by NEAFL.com.au. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter here for this round 16 clash between the Belconnen Magpies and the Sydney Hills Eagles. It is the Magpies of 4-6-30 leading the Hills Eagles 1-5-11. I'm Brett Davis in the commentary box this afternoon, and joining me is the Junior Development Officer Stephen Wombat Coate. Of course, Stephen, we know you're out injured. You hurt your knee against Ainsley. It's great to have you up here and get a player's perspective and a different insight to what actually goes on, and get some of the insights that the players have got out there as well. So we look forward to your colourful comments throughout the afternoon, Stephen.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
As the Belconnen Magpies, wonderful supporters of the NEAFL, all things NEAFL. They do a great job to promote their footy club. and promote the league that they play in. Of course, it is Belconnen now kicking towards the Kippax end as the umpire comes in to bounce down. It'll be Snedden doing battle there with a big Porter. It was Snedden who won that out, and he just tries to throw the big body at the ground there. It's only as far as Josh Dunkson who got the quick kick out of there, but it lands in the arms there of Chris York. York now gets an opportunity to spot up Loken. Barrett went to ground. Loken now was good enough to give it in the quick handball there to Bunyan. Bunyan on the fly. He's missed that one, Dominic Bunyan. That's his first score for the afternoon. And that's their first score for the afternoon. Of course, we spoke about Dominic Bunyan. I think he's finding his feet as that small forward up there.
Yeah, he is for sure. He's one of our most improved players. He only started playing the game when he was about 21, started in our 4th grade side, came up and played in actually our 09 premiership, which not many people know about. But this year he's just taken his game to a whole new level.
He certainly seems to have worked on his fitness over the pre-season, Stephen, and I guess he's one of those ones that have benefited through the pre-season and really starting to work there under. That's a great grab there by Trent Stubbs, right about 40 metres directly in front. He's a good player, Trent Stubbs, as he lines up for what could be his second goal, having missed one and got one earlier in the first quarter. But this is the start the Hills Eagles will be looking for, Stephen.
Yeah, for sure. See if Stubbs can go back and put this one through.
They're a man down. I didn't quite see who the injury was, but they are a man down, the Hills Eagles, so that'll make it tough. He doesn't like that one, Trent Stubbs, off the boot, and the goal umpire doesn't like it either, so it's just a minor score. It takes their score on to a 1-6-12. So they've had enough of the play, had enough scoring shots, just not good enough to make the conversion. It's over to Turnbull. Turnbull drives it out towards the back half now, towards that of, he gets it back off Curtis, Simon the Pieman Curtis, only as far as Geordie Harper. There was a good tackle there by Trent Stubbs, but it was adjudicated as in the back as he quickly plays on now, Harper. That's an area of Belconnen's game that they've really picked up, is the play on at all costs. It's into Hegarty. Hegarty towards that man, Loken. If you don't mind protecting the drop zone, Matthew Loken gets an opportunity to put his 3rd on the board, and Belconnen's possibly their 5th.
Yeah, it was really good play by Geordie there. Geordie Harper just got up, played on really quickly, found Hegarty, who'd worked hard off the half-back line, and hit Loken up with a good kick.
Absolutely, and young Harper, he's really improved that part of his game. I think he's playing on at all costs. Loken, does he like that one off the boot? No, he doesn't.
Geordie has for sure. He's part of our leadership group this year. He's just the ultimate professional for a 20-year-old, so he has improved a lot.
It must be very rewarding to be playing with people like that, to say that he's the ultimate professional. It must, and you're only a young guy yourself, 23, Stephen. Of course, a local Belconnen junior. It must be really refreshing to see that, and that a young guy can come through and actually provide that type of leadership.
Yeah, for sure. And as we were singing his praises, he's taking a mark and having a shot at goal.
The ultimate professional in Geordie Harper at 20 years of age. Of course, his father does a heck of work with the Belconnen and the Rising Stars, and he belies his professionalism there, and he gets Belconnen's 5th, so that's a good start there from Jordan Harper, and that's a reward for effort there, Stephen.
Yeah, it is, for sure. Not just Geordie as well with our youngsters. We've got a lot of young guys coming up, and John Harper does do a mountain of work with them, so yeah, things are looking good for the next few years for the footy club.
I think that the biggest improvement for Belconnen has been getting the games into the Jordan Harpers, the Stephen Coates, the Luke Donohues, the Daniel Jordans, and not so much the Jacob Taylors, but they're starting to come through now as a group.
Yeah, for sure, and we've got a guy sitting on the sideline today. He just played with the Rams, Chris Jansen. He's their vice captain, and he's going to be a superstar in the next few years for us, so he's another one.
Of course, you've got Jed Costigan down in Melbourne, who played here last year, and he's another rising star out there, but it's out towards Hegarty. He's got the ball on a string out there at the moment. He switches it inboard to Turnbull. I like this kid's speed. He can play, Ryan Turnbull. He gets it straight down the breadbasket of Matthew Porter. It's now play on. The umpire's called play on as he puts the ball up now, and it'll be a battle between Des and Loken. They both spoiled each other as they come into a heavy collision there, as Andrew Des gets up quite gingerly. He had the big fella in Loken land on the ankle. It wouldn't have been pretty.
No, it wouldn't have been very comfortable for Andrew there.
I'm sure you'll run it out, Andrew Des. We've spoken glowingly about him. Of course, represented the NEAFL. Oh, it's out to Loken. He has a quick snap on the left foot, but it's a good battle there developing there, and it was cleared away. Quick kick out there by Damon Steer. Steer only as far as that of Hegarty. He shrugs 1-2 over to Lexi Bennett. He doesn't know what to do with it. He was surrounded by Eagles, but he was smart enough not to panic. Back to Hegarty. Hegarty goes towards goal, only as far as the behind post. So they're really peppering the goals of the Belconnen Magpies, Stephen, with not a lot of reward.
Yeah, they are for sure. I think one thing Hills need to do is try and keep a lid on Simon Curtis. He's getting a lot of ball up that far side on that wing, so he's one to watch.
It's out to Jack Dimery. Dimery takes the ball up in the centre wing there and looking there for that of Stubbs, but now it's down on the ground and it's Stephen Pollock. Pollock will slip to the ground there, and Dimery fighting hard for the ball there. He was tackled by Turnbull. It's out there towards Dragosevic, is it? No, it's not Dragosevic. It's Garlick in the middle of the ground, out towards Browning in his first game back from injury. Browning only as far as that of Rowan Bilkey. Bilkey takes off on the left foot and gets a quick clearing kick away from that of Geordie Harper, but here's that man we spoke about right on cue, Stephen, is Simon Curtis. He drives the ball long to the unchecked Dominic Bunyan. Bunyan with a chip over the top to the coach in Loken. Loken right in front of the scoreboard, lining up for what could be his third and Belconnen's sixth. In or out, Steve?
I'm backing him in.
You put the commentator's mocker on him.
I'm going to back him in all day. Last game we had here, I think Loken kicked 12, so he's in a good
rich vein of form
at this ground. So
he certainly likes playing here at the Nest. He did kick 12, in fact, and he likes that when he gives the little clap to himself. So there you go, Loken. He's got 3. I think he got 4 in the first quarter at the last one against, I think that was against the Broadbeach Cats.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
He got 12 sausage rolls that day in a fantastic effort. Of course, he's right up there chasing Josh Bennett from the Ainsley Football Club for the mantle of the leading goal kicker in the NEAFL competition. Of course, Jamie Vlatko from the Hills Eagles is right up there, but he copped a suspensions out for a couple of weeks. So he took an early guilty plea during the week after the students and Hills Eagles clash at Henson Park last week. So he was duly rubbed out by the judiciary during the week. But back to the middle of the ground here, it's Belconnen starting to grab real ascendancy, 6-9-45 to 1-6-12. Of course, other round 16 action, we've got the students, the Sydney Uni up against Ainsley at Ainsley Oval. We'll try and get a score update there for you, but another handball out of the pack. Their contested ball situation, the Belconnen Magpies, a real area of improvement. It's out to Love. He goes to ground, sliding in on his knees, only as far as Damien Hector. They drive in onto Hector, and James Bennett has copped some rough attention. He doesn't like it. Jimmy Bennett, he's copping a heavy tag out there, but the recipient of the free kick is Ben Wharton. The umpire's got control there.
not too sure what happened there, but James didn't like something that happened.
The recipient will be Ben Wharton. He gets the free kick for the high contact from James Bennett. Right at centre wing, Wharton gives a quick chip out there with a poor kick towards Sned and allows Lexi Bennett to mop it up. And that was Taylor that was met solidly there. Love goes to ground out towards Bennett. Bennett out there towards Jacob Taylor. Liked his work so far. Turnbull, he was met solidly there by the Hills. I think it was Dragosevic. No, it was Buchanan. And it's a free kick to Eamon Buchanan. Buchanan drives the ball down by the left foot to the leading Stubbs. He's proving a real handful there, one of their only forward targets up there.
Yeah, it was just not much Nick Collins could do there. It was just a fantastic kick from Buchanan there. So
it was. He just took something off the kick, didn't he? And it's an interesting one when you look back at the tape of how the AFL pros do it. Of course, Eamon Buchanan, very unlucky not to win a Norm Smith medal at the Swans. I thought he was the best player on the ground in the 2005 premiership. He was tremendous, but Trent Stubbs, he's just pushed that one wide, so he gets another behind, and that's the Hills Eagles second for the quarter. Round 16 here, brought to you live through the NEAFL channel, neafl.com.au. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on the web, you can follow us whatever way you like with all the technology gadgets around at the moment. And it's out towards Curtis. Curtis drives the ball long down the opposing side there, looking for Taylor. he makes a decision there, and it was a poor kick off the boot, and he turns it over there to Buchanan. Buchanan sold some candy to Curtis. Buchanan looking there towards Big Doyle. Doyle went down on the ground there, but it was mopped up there by the Hills Eagles, and it's a wicked bounce there for Cam Campbell, but he does well to mop it up and gets the left foot out there towards James Bennett in the clearing kick. Bonnie give the Belconnen defender a little bit of there was a poor kick from Bennett off the boot, only as far as that of Will Bradley. Bradley still fighting in there for the ball out towards Bonnie. Bonnie dives forward, and Browning, he toes the ball over the ground as he comes for a spell on the boundary line. Yeah, first week back for Andrew Browning, Stephen?
Yeah, it is. So he had a 2-week suspension to serve, and he had something wrong with his finger, so he decided to get surgery there, and first game back after 4 weeks out.
There you go, Andrew Browning. Of course, he will be a vital cog moving forward into the finals for Belconnen if they're going to play on some of the monsters, particularly the Bennetts from Ainsley. That's the Ainsley Bennett. Of course, off the ground there was Bonnie, and that's a free kick against Simon Curtis, holding onto the man when he didn't have it. So it'll go to James Gordon, the recipient for the Hills Eagles. Gordon looking there towards Stubbs, who takes another mark inside their 50. I think it's time to look for a change there. Nick Collins getting severely outpointed by Trent Stubbs. Would you agree with me, Stephen?
Yeah.
Or are you hanging tough?
I'm going to hang tough with Nick. I've a lot of confidence in Nick Collins. He works really hard, and going to back him.
And Stubbs lining up for what could be his second and the Hills Eagles' second. He doesn't like that one. That's his third behind for the day. So 1 goal 3 to Trent Stubbs. Here comes Turnbull with that speed. Ability to break the line out towards Hector. Quite good overhead is Damien Hector. Hector with a quick handball over there to Bennett. He's been clever today as Lexi Bennett. That is Lexi Bennett. Only as far there as the Hills Eagle defender. And he gets a poor lazy kick. I would call it a lazy kick there towards that of Will Bradley. Bradley fell over now, and now it's out towards that of Jacob Taylor. Taylor gets an opportunity now to drive Belconnen forward out towards Loken. Loken read it better off the pack. He's giving a nice old touch up to Ryan Barrett out there as Loken gets his 4th and Belconnen's 7th. So that's their 3rd for the quarter. It is Belconnen doing it easy here at Kippax Oval in this round 16 clash. That's why they're sitting 2nd on the ladder, 7-9-51 to 1-8-14 here at quarter 2.
I think that was great work by Damien Hector then. He was the one who won the footy in tight and gave it out to Jacob Taylor, and Jacob didn't panic. Ran forward and hit Loken with a good kick.
It was the poor kick from the Hills Eagle defender. It was a lazy kick. He just went back off one step and turned the footy over, and the Belconnen players were just they're waiting for the error from the Hills Eagles. So they certainly look like they're lacking a little bit of intensity out there, the Hills Eagles. Not playing with a lot of enthusiasm, and it's certainly reflecting in the scoreboard. It's very quiet out there, A from the coach's box and B on the ground there, but it's another forward foray here by the Magpies, as that was Rowan Bilkey that tried to take out Andrew Dess, but only as far as the goal behind. So was that Loken that kicked that one, I think?
Chris York it was.
It was York, the other leading goal kicker for the Belconnen Magpies. They've got a real deadly duo up there at the moment, Stephen.
Yeah, Chris has been fantastic since he's come back. He spent last year travelling overseas, so he missed a year. One of our premiership players, so it's fantastic to have him back at the club as well.
Certainly looks refreshed and found a new enthusiasm for football as Chris York. I'm led to believe he's one of the most popular off the field too. Is that right, Wombat?
Yeah, he is for sure, and that's been the case for the last 10 years, however long he's been.
He hasn't matured then, I take it.
No, not very much, but everyone loves him at the footy club.
You got to have those sort of characters, and I reckon they're gold and they're priceless. They're great for your list. But back to the middle of the ground, it's Big Browning having a chop out for Porter, but only as far as that is Dragosevic. Dragosevic gets a quick tunnel handball under the ground. It was better read by James Bennett. Here's Hegarty. He's been running a muck off the half back line there towards the goal kicker, only as far as Bilkey. But it's out to Gavari. Theo Gavari gets a quick kick, and it was a free kick, I think, to Reed here. It's going to be a free kick. And the cameraman's done me no favours there. He's moved very quickly as I can't see. It's a goal of the Hills Eagles.
Yeah.
It is. Garlic. It was Garlic, number 12. So that's a good goal.
Yeah,
to
quick
Tim Garlic.
reply there from the Hills Eagles. Just moved the ball really quickly and got space over the back, and good goal. You see someone coming off with what looks to be a shoulder injury now as well for the Hills Eagles. Not sure who it is though.
That's a big blow. They're already one down with a shoulder injury. We can't quite pick up who it is, so they're in the wars out there as Big Snedden comes back on the ground. As we look to see who it is that of Eastman. It is Matthew Eastman, so it looks like his afternoon's done. He's holding the, we wish him all the best. We don't like to see that. They're 2 down, so it's going to be a even tougher task for the Doolers Eagles to come back from here. But anyway, they got the last goal. It's out there towards that of Taylor. Taylor out towards, it was James Bennett. Doyle goes to ground and he was solidly met there on the bottom of the pack there from Harper. Out towards Taylor. That was a good handball in there from Isaac Taylor. Taylor couples it down towards that of Matthew Lake, and it beats all comers over the boundary line. 8-9-57, 2-8-20 here at Kippax Oval in this round 16 clash. What is Sponsors Day out here at the Nest, and there's a good crowd building up over there. Stephen in the tent over there, is that correct?
Yeah, there is for sure. I think we have about 40 sponsors coming today to our Sponsors Day, so it's just a fantastic thing the footy club's put on for them.
Yeah, that's just good old-fashioned Belconnen hospitality. As I think we've got out of bounds on the full on the far side. I noticed there's some new sponsors that have gone up on the ground out there, the big sponsor signs.
Yeah, the sponsor signs, they're going all right at the moment. We hope to, over the next 10 years, I guess, fill the whole place up with sponsor signs.
That's grand. So they're doing a fantastic job out here, the Belconnen Magpies, in building this community facility, and they've worked so hard to get a ground of their own, and now it's reaping the benefits, of course, with their on-field results, sitting second in the ladder. They will play finals in 2013, mark my words, and they're going to be a real threat come September. But back to the footy here, it was a quick kick away there from James Gordon, only as far as that of, I think it's Cam Campbell out there. No, he's played a free kick to Hegarty. So they're ruffling it up there at the moment. They've got leather poisoning or Sharon poisoning. That's out there towards Harper. He fakes one way but comes down through the corridor, brings it in there towards York. That was clever play by Bunyan. Just held his ground, held Jack Dimmery out of it. Dimmery was a star last week up there at Henson Park. Don't think he's touched the footy this week. I think Bunyan's playing a defensive role on him.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, that was very good work by Dom then. Just held his man out really well and didn't do it obviously, so the umpire couldn't pay for a kick against him.
And he just put it into the space, so that was good. And it's Chris York leaning back on the footy as the other goal-kicking machine for the Belconnen Magpies racks up his second. They're 5th for the quarter.
Also a good kick by Jordan Harper there. He's got very good skills and never panics, and just hit Yorkie lace out there at the top of the 50.
What he did do really well, the young Geordie Harper, is he faked to go one way but brought it back in through the corridor, and he just gave it enough air to put it into the space. And he allowed York, he saw York had a couple of metres on his player, so it was clever work there by Geordie Harper. And you said he's in the leadership group. That's remarkable for a 20-year-old from young Jordan Harper. He's certainly a very much improved player. Of course, he played in the NEAFL under-22s representative side that went over to Adelaide and played in that Sandford game, and from all reports he was a standout there as well, so he's taken his game to whole new heights. But it's Browning in the middle of the ground towards Dragosevic with a quick kick for the Eagles out of the middle of the ground as Hegarty leads the chase there. Is it Hegarty? No, it was Campbell bending down. He's a much improved player as Cam Campbell, only as far as that of Eamon Buchanan. He's tried hard out there for the Eagles. It was out to Reed. He dropped what he should have taken. Bennett was very good below his knees, but there was a quick kick out there from the Belconnen defence. It beats all comers, and it's a quick handball over the top there to Jack Dimmery. Dimmery with the ball in hand again with the left foot. The umpires have picked out a free kick. I'm not sure what it's for.
It's another downfield free for another late shot, I think. Been a few of them today.
Yeah, a couple of late shots. And here it is now in the arms of Stephen Doyle, the big fella. He just threw the blade of grass up as the wind picks up here at Kippax Oval. And he's looking for, he should have thrown up 10 blades of grass there because he's put it out of bounds on the full, the big fella. The wind really got hold of that one.
Yeah, it wasn't great off the boot, that one.
No. It was a bit like Lockie Hanson's one yesterday for those ones watching. He was a little bit unlucky. Was Lockie yesterday, the Kangaroos, because he should have got another kick at it. It was a comedy of errors. And what the umpire has played here is a free kick against Daniel Jordan for holding the ball. That was pure skill there from Eamon Buchanan. Showed all his experience just holding Jordan there with the footy, he puts it long towards the square, and the big arms of Andrew Browning are rush it through for a behind.
Big lanky gangly arms of Andrew Browning just got to that one then.
He saved the day on the line there. So it is 9-9-63 to 2-9-21. 20 minutes gone in the second quarter here at Kippax Oval in this round 16 clash. Of course, the Hills Eagles, they really need to win this clash to keep their season alive for 2013 after featuring in the finals in 2012. Are they good enough? Time will tell. Half a game of football to go. It is the Magpies in a canter here at Kippax Oval in this round 16 clash as we get back to it. And they've had plenty of opportunities, I reckon, the Hills Eagles.
Yeah, they have. And you can just see now Eamon Buchanan's had probably 5 possessions in the last 3 minutes of footy, and he's starting to really work into the game. So something Belconnen are going to have to keep an eye on.
Hegarty to Curtis over there towards Baker, and that was a good kick into that man we call Geordie Harper, the number 7 on his back, Jordan Harper. Most impressed with his game. Of course, you've sung his praises. There's not a bromance going on with him and yourself, is there?
No, there's not. But
the bromance, is it the Magpies?
We do have little groups that all the leaders look after, and Geordie's my personal leader, so
is he? That's fantastic.
We've gotten to know each other over the last few weeks.
So there is no bromance, or there is a bromance?
No bromance.
And the bromances are?
I have a bromance with Andrew Dess, so he's the big easy and he calls me Little Easy, so we get on pretty well.
Oh, that's fantastic to see. That's what footy's all about. It's over to Turnbull. Turnbull puts it there in front of that of, I think it was Curtis out there. No, it wasn't Curtis. It's in the arms of Hector. It was Jordan, Daniel Jordan. Now it's in the arms of Curtis. Curtis should drive that ball long. He's got a wonderful kick. It's out towards Eamon Buchanan. He shows a lot of candy, and he gets it back now. He gets the handball back off that of Garlick. It's out to Buchanan in the middle of the ground. Not quite sure what to do with it. He just handballs it over towards Garlick. Garlick now drives it long for the Hills Eagles, looking towards Reid. Reid dropped what he should have taken. It's out towards Browning, who just paddles the ball out in front of him, looking for the boundary line. As we get blurred vision up here in the commentary box, it was moving at a speed of lightning through the camera there of Andrew Barnes as the Hills Eagles, and it's in the arms and the breadbasket of big Stephen Doyle. He gets an opportunity to redeem himself for that earlier shot at goal. I'm backing him here, Stephen. As we come close to the half-time break, it is Belconnen 9-9-63, Hills Eagles 2-9-21. Can they take it to 27 with Big Doyle? I think he's learnt from the last kick. You betcha he has. That's a great kick by Stephen Doyle. He did learn, and that's the sign of a good footballer. Stephen Doyle registers the Eagles' second for the term as he now pushes their score out to 3-9-27 and just closes the gap, but they need to kick a couple of quick ones in succession, Steve.
Yeah, they do for sure. That was a very good kick goal, and I've said it before, but Buchanan probably had two or three possessions in the middle of the ground then and really set that up, so I think we do need to keep an eye on him.
Absolutely. He's just got his hands on the footy as Eamon Buchanan. As you rightly pointed out, Stephen, he is doing a bit of damage by hand and foot. He just makes the right decisions, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does for sure. That's all his experience, I guess, coming into the NEAFL, his first year in the NEAFL. Sorry.
As we look to get a score from Ainsley Oval, of course, the students taking on the Tricklers out there at Ainsley Oval. It's out towards that of Turnbull. Turnbull's had a lot of the footy in this second quarter, only as far as that of Will Bradley for the Hills Eagles. He intercepted it. And it's a umpire saying, "I'll have it," as Theo Gavari gets up with the football. It's thrown up and Porter gets his big go-go gadgets out to guess who. That's been a lethal combination all year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
Porter
has.
to Bennett. We've called that many a times.
Yep.
And got one high there off Lexi Bennett. The umpire has called her holding the ball, and that's a good kick there from John Love into the waiting mitts of the big easy Andrew Dess.
Yeah, I think Desi just reacted a bit quicker there than what his man did and saw it was our free kick and took off, and his man was probably 3-4 metres behind him, and a good kick from John Love.
Yeah, just spotted him up there out at the corner of his eye, and he hit him duly. And the big easy gets an opportunity for his second. He's just leant back on that one, and he's pushed it for a behind. So Not a bad effort from the Belconnen Magpies. That's their 9th scoring shot for the quarter as they push their lead further ahead. 9-10, 64 to 3-9, 27. This round 16 clash here at Kipax Oval. Sponsors Day for the Belconnen Magpies as they're enjoying the warm hospitality of the Magpies Sports Club and this good affiliation and association they have with the Belconnen Magpies. It's Buchanan now takes them on. He runs around John Love with ease there, puts the ball long down towards that of Reed. He got his hands up in the right spot out to Big Sned and out to Doyle. Doyle gets it over there in the front of the run of Dimmery. Jack Dimmery now with a shot on goal. Jack Dimmery off the left boot. Thank you very much. That's the Hills Eagles' 3rd for the quarter. And that puts them closer to it, so it is now Belconnen 9-10, 64 to 4-9, 33. They need a couple of quick ones before the quarter's out, Stephen.
Yeah, they do for sure. The Hills Eagles just took that coast to coast then, got a lot of space over the back and were able to kick a quick goal.
And who set it up at the back half there? Eamon Buchanan.
Buchanan, again, yeah, ran around John Love and set the play up.
Absolutely, he broke the line with a kick and just you can't buy that experience. It's quite phenomenal. He set up a majority of their goals. There's 2 points in it over there at Ainsley Oval with the students trailing by 2. So I'll get some further updates. We'll watch that one with interest as how it unfolds. But back to the middle of the ground there, it was Bennett, Porter to Bennett, Bennett to Porter, Bennett to Bennett, out to Rabs Turnbull. Now it's over there towards that of Sharp, Sharp towards the Big E. Easy does Andrew Dess, and it goes to Locken. Mark, kick, goal. There you go, Easy does it.
So you're backing him in for this one then? You already called it.
Big Lakes, this is 5 if he gets it. Of course, I had the pleasure of working with Matthew in the NEAFL representative program. I get on quite well with Matthew. And, he loves his footy. That's what I love about Lakes. He loves talking footy. He lives and breathes it, and it's fantastic. And it must be fantastic for the Belconnen Footy Club.
Yeah, it is. Lakes, he's obviously brought a lot more professionalism to the footy club since coming off Collingwood's list and then Port Adelaide. And yeah, all the young guys and even the older guys are really reaping the benefits off him.
Yeah, he liked that one. He gave himself a little clap. The goal umpire didn't like it, so he pushes another one. So he's got 4 goals too. There's the number 17 for Belconnen, Matthew Locken. That's a quick kick and it's brought out here towards that of Dimmery. Dimmery goes up. He was met by Harper. Harper applies the pressure on the mark there. Jack Dimmery. He'll get it away on the left boot. Long down the line goes Dimmery. It was punched away there by
Daniel Jordan, I think.
Defender Daniel Jordan. So he punched that away with authority, Daniel Jordan.
Yeah, he's been very good for us since he come back in. So he missed the whole season last year with a knee, and he's come back for the last 6 or so games and done a really good job on the opposition's key forwards.
He's certainly showing a newfound level of maturity as Daniel Jordan. I'm most impressed with some of his work, but Turnbull, he's racking up the possessions. I'd love to see the champion data stats on him. It's out towards that of Sharp with a quick handball over there to Jacob Taylor. They just all play their role. He was good enough to understand. Oh, he was caught a little bit high, I thought, but anyway, the umpire's adjudicated as a scuffle breaks out here between Bunyan and that of Tim Garlick. Bunyan down on his haunches is out towards Buchanan. A little bit of spite starting to creep in at the 28-minute mark. And it's a 50-metre penalty. That'll shut up the spite. Trust me, because the Hills Eagles get an opportunity to put their 5th on the board and bridge the gap. They've just quietly snuck up here, Stephen.
Yeah, they have. They've started playing some really good footy, and as Buchanan lines up for another kick, another shot at goal. So
it is Eamon Buchanan lining up for the Hills Eagles. They're 5th, and does he like it off the boot?
Just swung away late there.
Did swing away late as he looked for that extra bit of distance. Eamon Buchanan. So they've had 8 scoring shots this quarter to 10. Oh, Reed's intercepted that from the kick. Scott Reed, and it'll be 50 regardless if he's got the goal. Yes, he has. I think it's a goal, is it there? He would come into some treatment after he kicked the ball. Umpire's going to take it back. Was it a goal there? I didn't quite see it.
She's the goal umpire signalling a point, so surely he hasn't paid advantage.
He's paying the advantage, so There was no advantage. He was flattened by Simon Curtis in an undisciplined act after Reed read that well and chopped it off.
He's getting his set shot now. So.
Scott Reed just bridges the gap at the 30-minute mark. This will be handy going into half-time. It'll just give him a sniff, make it a 5-goal game. Anything's possible with the talent on the Hills Eagles list. Of course, they've already got 2 out injured as we ride this home. Only got 20 to play with.
Yeah, this to make it a 7-point play, which will make the coaches for the Hills Eagles very happy.
And he likes it, Scott Reed. Don't worry about that, he wasn't going to miss from there. That's the Hills Eagles' 4th for the quarter, so they've certainly responded to the harsh words of Mark Dragosevic at quarter time.
Yeah, Mark gave him an old-fashioned spray. We could hear it from the coach's box. It's obviously scared the boys.
Tongue lashing. Yes, he didn't hold back. He certainly let them know who the boss was. And they've responded in the right fashion. Probably led on the back of Eamon Buchanan in the middle of the ground there. He's starting to get on top. It's one Belconnen really need to watch. Can't be long left in the quarter. 31-minute mark. 9-11-65 the Belconnen Magpies. Hills Eagles trailing 5-10-40. Here in quarter 2 at the Nest, brought to you through NEAFL.com.au. I'm Brett Davis, and with me in the box today is injured small man, headgear wearing Stephen Wombat Coat, obviously out for the season, and there goes the tugboat siren right on cue as Lexi Bennett, and there's a bit of feeling starting to creep into the game as we follow it through there to half time. Of course, Belconnen kicking 5-5 that quarter, Stephen. The Hills Eagles 4-5 in a pretty even quarter.
Yeah, very tight quarter that one. Hills Eagles sort of started pegging it back late, so should make for an interesting second half.
Their goal scorers are Loken with 4 goals too, Chris York with a couple, singles to Harper and Des. So the Hills Eagles, Reed's got one, Doyle's got one, Garlick's got one, and Stubbs has got one. So here at half time at Kipax, it is 9-11-65 to 5-10-40. We'll be back here shortly after the resumption to bring you the second half between the Belconnen and the Hills Eagles. Welcome back to this round 16 clash for the second half. Belconnen Magpies taking on the Hills Eagles. It is the Belconnen Magpies here at half time, 9-11-65 to 5-10-40. We're going for the start of the premiership quarter. How do you see it, Stephen, panning out as the Hills Eagles did a bit of work to claw their way back into this contest? 25 points in arrears.
Yeah, very, very tight contest that last quarter. I think if Belconnen, or we can just keep to our structures and keep winning that contested footy, we should be able to get the result, hopefully.
And here it is through Mark Dragosevic. Dragosevic down there towards Doyle. Doyle takes a good mark with the flight of the football. He throws up 10 blades of grass again. And he was successful in his last kick at goal. So this will be the start the Hills Eagles wanted. Are they going to be good enough to peg back a 25-point lead? They had a pretty good quarter, 4-5. To Belconnen's 5-5, so a bit of work to be done here for the Belconnen Magpies if they're to maintain their grip, but it's out to Doyle. I think he likes it off the boot. No, it's gone through for a minor score, so it's the first score for the third quarter to the Hills Eagles as they inch a little bit closer towards the Belconnen Magpies as Campbell drives the ball long down towards Hector, clears the contest. Hector dropped what he should have taken to the run of Sharp. Sharp now looking down there for that of Des. He get a free kick for chopping the arms against the Belconnen defender. Just got confirmation from Ainsley Oval. It's a 10-point ball game there at half time. It is the Tricolours leading the students by 10 points, so we'll watch that one with interest and see how that one unfolds. Of course, it has a great bearing on the shape of the final 5, Stephen, for season 2013.
Yeah, it does. I think if Ainsley lose, they go a game behind us, is that correct? Or 2 games?
Yes, that's correct. 2 games behind.
2 games behind, so yeah, very important game for Ainsley, and if Uni want to keep their finals hopes alive, they need to win as well.
Absolutely. Of course, the students got them up there in comprehensive fashion earlier in the year, and Ainsley will be keen to atone for that. But it's just a out of bounds here at Kippax Oval. It is the Magpies leading by 4 goals. So 4 straight kicks will do it for the Eagles. Are they good enough from the back of Eamon Buchanan's sterling second quarter? Or are they good enough on the back of Matthew Loken? It's 4 goals. Time will tell. It's out there towards Sharp, but it was intercepted to the man right on cue in Buchanan. He has a run and bounce. It looks he's a little bit property. He shows a little bit of candy out there towards Curtis. That's about the 4th time he's done that to Simon Curtis. Out to Big Doyle in the middle of the ground. He hacks the ball forward towards that of Reed and Stubbs. The ball hits the ground and it's Browning who's the victor on this occasion for the Magpies. He continues to keep toiling at it and he goes and wins the ball back after a quick handball there and another quick handball out. He gets them out of trouble over there towards Lexi Bennett. Bennett fires a pass out towards John Love. He's hotly pursued by there. I think it's Kruger, is it out there? It is Kruger out there, Eugene Kruger, but it's into the hands of Hector again. It's just gone over the top of Loken's head, and which way is it going to bounce? I think it's going to bounce through for a behind. Matthew Loken appealing with the umpire, pleading with the umpire for a goal, I think, out there, Stephen.
Yeah, I think he's a bit hopeful on that one, Lokes.
Yeah, I haven't seen one change their decision yet, but anyway, it's in the arms of Dragicevic. Dragicevic out there towards that of James Gordon. Gordon, ball in hand, brings it down through the half-back line. Out towards Reed. Reed allows Porter to take it. Porter just gets the big mid on it. And it's over there towards Hegarty. Hegarty to Hector. That H's over to Easy. Easy with a spray off the boot. He's put that in the sponsors tent out there, little Easy. Not good enough. You'll have to tell him about that one.
Yeah, I know, I will for sure. He just wanted to give the sponsors something for the day, I guess.
It must be a sponsor-driven ball, is it, or something like that. So, a great innovation from the NEAFL. Of course, the sponsors can now sponsor the Sharons. And it's a good concept to come up there, but it's in the arms of the Hills Eagles out there, and they go down there looking for Big Snedden, and he didn't take the mark because it was Jimmy Bennett that was in the way there. He's down on the ground, is Big Snedden. He looks like they can't afford another injury, the Hills Eagles. Already 2 down, of course, Ben Burke and young Eastman out. But it's out to Bunyan. He treats them with contempt out there. He swings around onto the right boot. Dominic Bunyan. It's going to roll through, is it? You betcha. Dominic Bunyan, he gets his first. So that's a good reward for effort there for Dominic Bunyan. He's been quite good in the forward 50 there.
Yeah, good kick from James there. Just put it out into space. He knows Dom's a very quick player and he's very hard to tackle. So Dom just took the man on and kicked a nice goal.
A very wiry customer is Dominic Bunyan, isn't he? He just does. Yeah. He turns the hips at the right point in time just to evade the tackler there. So well done to Dominic Bunyan. It's a hard role that he plays, and people, it should be underestimated. Yeah. As we look down on the ground and it's Big Snedden coming off, they can ill afford that. I think Doyle will have to go in the ruck here for the Hills Eagles.
It looks like they've put Campbell back to Stubbs now as well, so they've made that change.
They have listened to the words of wisdom up here in central commentary position. Of course, Stephen, you're emulating your father who does the ground announcing here at the Magpies or the Kippax Oval. Is that correct?
Yeah, he does.
So it's a real family affair.
Yeah. No, he loves the footy club.
Oh, that's great. That's really great to see everyone involved. Community club it is. As Browning, in a crude attempt there, has just taken out Trent Stubbs' right leg. He gets an opportunity now to put or register the Hills Eagles 6th in what could be his second. He's had a couple of shots on goal, has Trent Stubbs. He's looked the most dangerous forward out there for the Hills Eagles.
Yeah, he has for sure.
Ride this home with Trent Stubbs. And he likes that one not off the boot for yet another behind. So he's hasn't got the kicking boots on today as Trent Stubbs. That's his 4th behind. And the Hills Eagles 2nd, and it was a much needed goal. So they've had 2 scoring chops, 2 gettables too. And it's Cam Campbell with that 70-metre kick towards the back of the square there, and he finds some great distance. On the end of it is James Bennett. He was held without the footy. Free kick to Jimmy Bennett. James Bennett, of course, the captain for the NEAFL representative side over towards Turnbull. Turnbull, he's had a lot of the footy out towards that of Delaney. Delaney stabs it off the left foot, looking down there towards the last goal scorer. Is it? No, I think it's young Taylor, young Jacob Taylor, sliding in there. Solidly built little fella is Jacob Taylor, very similar in stature to his father Peter, of course. His father was a gun footballer in his day, Peter Pup Taylor. we've spoken about, the former president of the Belconnen Football Club, stalwart of ACT football now.
Yeah,
with the GWS Giants.
He's very solidly built, JT. You can't get him out of the gym. He has little man syndrome, I think, and he just wants to get stronger than everyone, so no one can pick on him anymore.
Good on him. I love his determination, but wasn't good enough to put that one through. He just inches Belconnen further in front. It's 10-13-73 to the Hills Eagles, 5-12-42. 17 scoring shots to the Eagles, but here's another one. It's out to him again. He gets an opportunity now to Bennett. Lexi Bennett was smothered off the boot there as the Eagles defenders, they look to clear it away through Eamon Buchanan, and it's taken away there with a quick handball from Wharton. They bring it out now towards the Actu AGL sign, bringing it down there towards Reed. Reed gets it into the... No, it's not Reed. Looking there for Stubbs. Two got on this occasion. Trent Stubbs led Cameron Campbell to the ball, doubled him back under it, and he took an easiest of easiest marks. Not real confident in going for goal is Trent Stubbs. He has kicked 1-4, so maybe it can be 2-4. So poor kicking, not keeping them in the contest, Steve.
Yeah, no, I think Stubbs played that really well then. As he said, he led up at the footy and then doubled back and found some space, so as he finishes off with a good goal as well.
He's got his confidence back, Trent Stubbs, so that's a good start for the Hills Eagles. It's 1 goal, 2 apiece in this third quarter. This will define the match as Bugsy Turnbull tries to muscle up there to Reed and Stubbs. I think you're fighting above your weight category there, Ryan. So he's coming in for a bit of argy-bargy. As Damien Bonney gets in the act for the Hills Eagles, as the umpire watches on with intent. Both sides need to be careful they don't give away a free kick, a stupid free kick at that. We come back to the middle of the ground. Of course, I'm Brett Davis, and joining me in the commentary is Stephen Wombat Coate from the Belconnen Magpies. Their junior development officer, currently out injured with a torn ACL, but it's out to Dragosevic. Dragosevic in the middle of the ground, out there towards that of Stubbs again. He is proving a real handball. Inside the forward 50 is Trent Stubbs, the former AFL listed player. It's down there towards Reed. He had no trouble in moving the Belconnen defender off it, but he dropped what he should have taken, was Reed. He probably spent it before he got it. He puts the chase in. And he's going to beat them all over the ground except Patrick Delaney. Delaney got a quick handball out there to Love. Love drives it long down the line, and it was eventually forced over the boundary line there by Rowan Bilkey for the Hills Eagles. We'll have a throw in halfway centre of the ground here as big Luke Gemmell runs from the field. The Hills Eagles runner is Browning to do battle with Doyle. Browning gets first use of the footy out towards that of Gordon just slaps one arm out at Curtis. Curtis drives the ball inside the 50 for that towards that of Dess, the big Easy over to York. Easy as you like, he gets one through off the left boot, rolls through for his third, and the Belconnen Magpies 11th. So that's a good kick there from young Chris York. Well done to the big Easy.
Yeah, the big Easy. Yeah, no, well done then. Brought the ball to ground and gave a nice little handball off to Chris York, who finishes on the left foot.
So he's proving a real handful. He's just his work rate, Andrew Dess upside in the forward 50. And certainly he's one of these lead-up forwards now that work extremely hard. You have to be super fit to play on Andrew Dess.
Yeah, he's got a massive tank. He'll just lead up at the ball all day, both sides of the ground. He'll work from one side to the other, and yeah, he's good overhead as well, so he's a hard matchup.
He's certainly taken his football to a new level as Andrew Dess. As it comes back to the middle of the ground, it's 11-13-79 to 6-12-48, round 16 of this North Eastern Football League clash. There's ladder defining positions up for grabs. We try and get a score. That's Cam Campbell. Theo Gavari out towards Stubbs, was pushed in the back there. Turnbull was lucky not to give a free kick away, but they've done well to lock it in there. The Hills Eagles in their forward line as Gavari gets a quick kick out, only as far as Cam Campbell. Cam Campbell gets it out now towards the defenders. It is on to Buchanan. Buchanan, that's 50 if it's not play on. is called dropping the ball against Eamon Buchanan.
It's called play on now.
So it's play on now. It's Curtis. He drives the ball forward down towards Chris York. York starting to get into the game with 3 goals. He drops it into the breadbasket of Loken. Loken has come up with a miraculous mark in front of Ryan Barrett. He will shoot for his 5th goal, Matthew Loken, in what was a fantastic effort.
Yep. Left footer as well, so watch him to run around.
And Loken right in front of the sponsors tent there. Of course, Sponsors Day here for the Belconnen Magpies. It'd be great to see the coach. He'll give us the indication with a little clap to himself.
He doesn't mind a self-clap.
Yeah, he likes selfies, doesn't he? As we ride at home with Loken with the left boot. It's the right pocket for Matthew Loken. Yep, you betcha. He likes it. That's his 5th. That's the Magpies 12th. As they extend their lead at the 13-minute mark of the 3rd quarter here at Kipax. 12-13-85 to 6-12-48. They look to get back on the winners list, Belconnen, after getting beaten there by Ainsley a couple of weeks ago. That was correct, Stephen. Bounced back strongly last week. But a little bit of a hiccup there with the double header there.
Yeah, for sure. Ainsley definitely came out to play that day, and it was a bit of a hiccup from us, but did bounce back well last week, and looking to do the same again today.
Of course, comprehensive victory over Tuggeranong last week out there at Greenway Oval. Always a tricky ground to play football at, Stephen. I'm sure you'll agree with the changing wind conditions blowing deep out of the valley there.
Yeah,
as we come back to the middle of the ground. It's Love over to Sharp, out to Bennett. He's been very good today. That's Lexi Bennett. Bennett with a run and bounce, gets a shot on goal, pulls the trigger. Lexi Bennett. That's his first for the afternoon, and that's the Magpies' 3rd for the quarter as they look to run away with it now and set up what could be a match-winning lead. Lexi Bennett, he's been good in the middle of the ground. His clearance work has been tremendous today.
Yeah, that was really good out of the middle there with our quick, slick hands. I think it went down to Love, and then quick handball onto Matt Sharp, and Sharpie got a quick one out to Lexi, which allowed him to get out into space and have a running shot at goal.
As we come back to the middle of the ground, Big Snedden looks like he's okay. He must have got the magic spray on the ankle. He'll do battle with Porter in the ruck. So
tell Bills to go forward.
The umpire bounces it down.
Because the winner. Just tell Bills because
Go the big fellas. Goes straight to that of Dragosevic. He's very good, Dragosevic, in the middle of the ground. His clearance works second to none. And that's a good grab there by the number 28, James Gordon. Gordon right in front of the commentary box tries to handball over there towards that of Jack Dimery. He's been caught high. Has Jack Dimery? No, it's going to be to James Gordon. Caught high there by young Taylor. He drives the ball long now, looking for Reed. Got up high at the back of the thing. It was Stubbs who ended up with the victor, but he's put it out of bounds on the full, Trent Stubbs, so he's having a colourful day inside the forward 50 Wombat.
Yeah, he is. He seemed like a very hard matchup. He seems to be really good in the air, but once the ball hits the ground, he's quick and he's really clean, so very hard matchup.
He's a super impressive player. You can see what the AFL scouts saw in him. Of course, he was another one of the youngsters that they took away in the under-22 rep program. Trent Stubbs. 2 goals, 4 for the afternoon as Big Porter wins the tap out there. Only as far as Dragosevic there. He's on the ground fighting for... It's a throw there. Absolutely. The umpires picked it up. I saw it from the commentary box. I think you could see it from Bruce Stadium. It was telegraphed out much, that throw. Did the cameraman pick it up? As he raises the eyebrows, of course, the ever-reliable Andrew Barnes joining us on the camera again. As we wait for the free kick to come back to Delaney. Patrick Delaney. Delaney drives the ball long down the line now. Looking down there towards that of Easy. Big Easy gets a handball over to Sharp. Sharp into Harper, who was unattended. Harper goes there looking for Loken, or no, it wasn't Loken. It was York on that occasion, but it allows the Hills Eagles defenders to mop it up, and they duly do. It's out there towards Tim Garlick. Now it's out towards Eamon Buchanan. Is it out there? It's out there to Theo Gavari. Gavari runs Turnbull under the footy, but it beats them all over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in right on centre wing here at Kipax Oval. 17-minute mark at the 3rd quarter. 13-13-91. plays Hills Eagles 6-12-48. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast up here with Brett Davis and of course Stephen Wombat Cope. Sadly, Stephen's going to miss the rest of the season after injuring his ACL a couple of weeks ago. In career best form too was Stephen Cope. And it's taken away by Hegarty, who's just faded out of the game a little bit. He's just worried out of it by Buchanan. He went to ground, Hegarty. Can't do that when Naaman Buchanan's around. It's out there towards that of Garlick. Garlick shrugs off one, but it's in there now towards Delaney for the Magpies, out towards James Bennett. He's hotly pursued there. But now it's into the arms of Ryan Barrett. He gets a rare clearance away from that of Loken. So it's now Hills Eagles get an opportunity. Centre wing driving it long, but only as far as Andrew Browning. Browning for the Magpies gives a quick Campbell over there to Isaac Taylor. Isaac Taylor brings it across the face of goals to a Turnbull. Turnbull out here looking for Hector, is it? It is Damien Hector, the bearded Hector. He shrugs off 2 tackles. Out there towards that of Isaac Taylor. He looks very, very comfortable out there. It was a good kick too towards Andrew Dess. He dropped what he should have taken, and it's out towards Bonnie. Bonnie dropped that now, and he should be looking for a free kick. Just play to the whistle, Damien, and it's allowed Turnbull to clear the footy over to Love. Love with a shimmy one way, a fake the other way. It was allowed the Hills Eagles defender to Will Bradley to clear it away now, out towards Gordon as they look towards a strong mark taken down there by Rowan Bilkey, who looks like he's moved forward for the Hills Eagles. He gets an opportunity to strike for the Hills Eagles inside the forward 50, 48 metres out. Stephen, in or out?
I don't know how well he kicks the footy, so...
Well, he's a backman, he's just been moved up there.
Well, backmen usually slot these hard ones, so I might back him in.
As we ride it home with Rowan Bilkey, he loads up and it's a good looking kick off the boot, but it just fades away at the last minute for a minor score.
Good strong grab there though from, I think, Bilkey. Daniel Jordan was right with him and got his arm up, but yeah, really good strong hands to take that grab. It's a big kick from Curdy there. It would have gone about 70 metres, and Porter takes a nice little chest mark.
Yes, it's into the middle towards Lexi Bennett. He rides the bump. Handball over there to Turnbull. He's created a lot of run off half back as Ryan Turnbull. He's been most impressed. He's certainly up there in the vote calculations. Out towards another man that's in the vote calculations in Lexi Bennett. Goes towards his brother in James Bennett. Out towards Love. Love gets an opportunity towards goal. He would like that, Johnny Love. He gets his first for the afternoon and he gets Belconnen's 14th. So the Magpies look like they might have sewn it up out here at Kippax Oval with a quarter to go. It is a 14-13 97 to 6-13 49.
Yeah, really well done by Alexi there. He just didn't panic when he got the footy. He had probably 3 or 4 Eagles bearing down on him, got a long kick, and Don Bunyan was able to cause a turnover with his pressure, and good goal to late.
There you have it, the inside from Stephen Wombat Coat. It was good pressure there from Bunyan, and that's what he's in the side for primarily. He's very good at applying that pressure inside the forward 50. The defensive acts is something that you pride yourself on at Belconnen, Stephen?
Yeah, our forward line, it's definitely something they want to work on, and Dom Bunyan's one of the best at it. He's really quick and he's really strong. He's a really hard man to get around, so yeah, he's going really well.
And we go back to the footy in the middle of the ground. It was Bennett with a quick handball out towards Taylor. He rode the bump, solid bump, but only as far as Bonnie for the Eagles. He pushes the ball forward. Out towards Campbell, he dropped it. Got caught spectating, did Trent Stubbs. It's out now towards the number 12 in Garlick. Garlick drives it forward for a goal, I think. Yes, he has. It's Tim Garlick. He's got a goal. So that's his second.
Yeah, probably not where you want to drop a chest mark there from Campbell. So little mistake. Spilt the footy and big punch out, but unfortunately the Hills had set up pretty well and got an easy shot on goal.
Yes, it's just those little errors that can bring you undone. And it's certainly something that you need to address moving forward if you're going to take on the might of the GWS and the Sydney Swans. It's just they prey on the errors. Keeping them in touch, the Hills Eagles, 7-13-55, trail Belconnen 14-13-97, so it's a 7-goal game here at the 22nd minute mark of the third quarter here at Kippax Oval in this round 16 clash between the Hills Eagles from Sydney and the Belconnen Magpies. It is Big Porter. I don't think he's lost a tap in the middle of the ground there today. It's out there, he's got his head ripped off, I think it was Taylor, was it? Taylor out towards Belconnen with 5 to his name. Solid little tackle put on there by the Belconnen forwards. As we hear cries for in his back from the boundary line, and it is Matthew Loken that comes up with the football with a free kick for holding the ball.
He's kicking radars on today as well from this pocket, so...
And the sponsors tent as well, so he likes them.
He likes the crowd, I think.
Yes, he does. Likes to play up to the crowd. He's shooting for his 6th and Belconnen's 15th. We ride this home with Matthew Loken. Yep, he likes it. Yep. Absolutely, the little selfie. Matthew Loken, you're a star. 6 goals to his name, and Belconnen's just skipped further ahead here in quarter 3 of this round 16 clash. Of course, there's another important clash going on over at Ainsley Oval. It is the students doing battle with the tricolours in what is a pivotal clash that could shape the outcome of the final 5. It's a very, very close season, Stephen. The last 2 or 3 seasons, I can't remember a season where it's been so evenly contested.
Yeah, it is. Certainly the bottom sides from last season have really stepped up. We missed finals last year, so it's good to... We've improved, and Sydney Uni have obviously improved as well, so it just makes for an interesting competition.
It does, and it's certainly, you can see the competition standards improving all the time. And it's out here now as the Sydney Uni Bilkey, who's the man that's gone forward out towards Bonnie. He gets a quick handball away to that of Bilkey. He's proving a masterstroke there. He has a shot at goal. Rowan Bilkey, if you don't mind, from a deep pocket. He likes that, as the crowd like it as well. Rowan Bilkey, this could be a masterstroke from the coaching box up here at the Nest. He gets the 8th for the Hills Eagles as they just peg back the league. That's their 3rd for the quarter. They really need to get a couple more.
A very good goal there from a very, very tight angle, like under pressure. Just slotted that one home nicely.
Yeah, it was good work there by Damien Bonnie in the lead-up as well. He drew in 3 or 4 defenders. So, and let's not underestimate the work of Theo Gavari out there in his forward defensive pressure acts. He's working hard to lock the footy in, is Gavari. It's back to the middle of the ground. Snedden to do battle with Porter. It's taken away by Delaney. He's been quite good in the centre square as Patrick Delaney. Gavari working on the bottom of that pack as a rugby scrum forms in the middle of the ground. And what's the umpire called out here?
He's gonna ball it up there. A lot of players around the footy there.
He's called my ball. Right in the... I guess they share the oval with the cricketers in the summer, don't they, Stephen?
Yeah, we do. So partnership we have with the Ginadera Cricket Club, so they actually come in and help us run our canteens and all that sort of stuff, so it's a good little relationship we've got building with them.
Excellent. Of course, your father an avid cricket follower too, I'm led to believe.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't mind the cricket club as well, so he can never
keep a good man down.
Yeah. And never leaves the sports club, you could say.
As it's a rush behind to the Magpies as they bring it in now. A long kick looking there for Big Snedden, but it was a good grab taken there by James Gordon. He's been in the play today. Across half back is James Gordon. Gets an opportunity now to drive the ball forward for the Hills Eagles as they come down only as far as that of... Is it Big Doyle? It is Doyle. And Doyle goes back and leans on the footy, drives the ball inside the forward 50, looking for Dragicevic. Went to ground as he was trying to body for position with Big Browning. It'll be a free kick to Browning. No, he's paid a free kick here to Dragicevic for a trip.
I think it's that new rule where you dive on the footy and you take the legs out. I think that one.
Guess who's found some space inside the forward 50? That 11. Trent Stubbs. Proving a real handful for the Belconnen defenders. Trent Stubbs is shooting for his 3rd. And it could be their fourth for the quarter, so they're just keeping pace, the Hills Eagles here at Kipac, Stephen.
Yeah, they are. Since the first quarter, it's been a very tight game.
They got out of the blocks quickly, didn't they? But Stubbs has missed another one there, so he's letting them off the hook. He could have had a whale of a game. So they bring the ball in quickly. It's out. Love now takes the mark. He's a bit undecided as what to do. 27 minutes gone in this third quarter, the premiership quarter they call it. Now it beats all comers out of bounds. So it is the Magpies by 7 goals. Pretty hard to back 7 goals in this style of competition. They've struggled to kick back-to-back goals, the Hills Eagles, but it's Buchanan towards Doyle. Gets it right in the bread basket, and there's a 50-metre penalty. Andrew Browning showing the effects of not playing football for a month. Concentration just lapsing a bit.
Yeah, a bit disappointing there. It's not the spot you want to give away a 50-metre penalty right on the top of the, right on the centre square. So easy shot right in front of goal now.
So it is Doyle. Can he get his second? I thought that was a short 50. Big Doyle, he pegs one back for the Eagles. That's their fourth for the quarter. So they're level pegging with the Magpies.
Yeah, I think Andrew Browning will be disappointed with that. I think he just overran the mark of what the 50 was for. He couldn't stop.
Yeah, I thought it was a short 50 though, nonetheless.
Yeah, I think he took the mark on the top of the 50. And
I think he got about a 30-metre penalty.
I think so as well.
I wouldn't buy any real estate off that umpire anyway, Stephen. As they peg the game back and make it a 6-goal game. They've battled manfully, like you said, from quarter time onwards. Snedden to do battle with Porter. It's a free kick to Porter, I'd suggest. Is it? Yep, it's a free kick. Advantage play on. Over to York. Kenny Bommy's fourth. Chris York, 45 out. He goes, set sail for home.
That would have been a very good reply, I think, from Belconnen then, if we could just get a quick goal, but not to be.
Yes, with the Hills Eagles, they really need to get back-to-back goals, don't they, to seriously challenge. It's out towards that of Buchanan, but it was well done there by Bennett. Gets it to the brother in James as that backyard football comes to fore there. It's out towards Delaney. Back to Lexi Bennett. Lexi Bennett tries to take on 2 or 3 Hills Eagles defenders. Over to Johnny Love. Love gets it intercepted there by Matthew Eastman back on the ground. So that's good to see Eastman back on the ground. Must have got strapped up. Got some magic spray, but only as far as Lexi Bennett. Bennett, and that's a free kick, whichever way you like.
Downfield for a late hit, so there has been a few of them today.
Kruger. It's a goal, so I think the goal has been awarded to Dominic Bunyan, the wire man, the coat hanger.
Calls himself the Muss.
Jake the Muss.
Yeah. Dom the Muss.
There you go. There you have it. So Dominic Bunyan gets his second.
Easto! Back in the middle! Will Bradley! On the wing, Will.
Just seemed like no one wanted to kick the goal in that last bit of passage. There was about 10 handballs. No one wanted to slap it on the boot and
take ownership of it. But they just put that wedge further in front. 31 minutes gone. Can't be long left in the quarter. No, 10 goals scored in the quarter. So there's been 18 scoring shots for third quarter of footy. It's not too bad, is it, Stephen?
Might be a long quarter this one, I think.
It's independent. He's racked up possessions in the middle of the ground as Sharp. Love by hand. Out to Harper. Harper takes them on with the pace. Out to Delaney. Delaney by hand to Loken. Loken unloads from the left boot, looking for number 7. Punched on the line there. Is it going to be good enough to the man, the Muss? They call the Muss Dominic Muss. Dom the Muss. He gets wrapped up in a ball and all tackle by the Hills Eagles defenders as they swarmed on him. Damon Steer and co. Eugene Kruger, it's out to the big easy. It gets tapped away there to Steer. Shoveled out to the back from the Hills Eagles through Kruger. It's only as far as Turnbull. Turnbull over to Sharp. Sharp with a, that's not 15, play on. John Love now with a wobbler through for a behind. threw it on the boot, Johnny Love, and only come up with the boiled lollies and not the chocolates on this occasion. As they bring it in quickly now through Steer, looking there. It'll be a free kick to Will Bradley.
Yeah, I think chopping the arms of that free kick.
That it was. I've got a score 3/4 time out there at Ainsley Oval. It looks like the tricolours. 12-12-84 is the 3/4 time siren sounds here. 12-12-84 to 8-9-57 to the students. Looks like the tricolours might get up there. Good last quarter needed from the students, but it's here at Kippax. It's 16-16-112 to 9-14-68. Welcome back to this final quarter here at Kippax Oval. It is the Belconnen Magpies 16-16-112 over the Sydney Hills Eagles 9-14-68. All the work in front of them, the Hills Eagles. Stephen, how do you see it panning out for the last quarter?
I think it'll be very tight again. The Hills Eagles certainly won't lay down, but I think if we can, or Belconnen can stick to their structures as I said earlier and just win that contested footy, we should get the result.
It was Big Porter who set the tone. He's been unstoppable in the middle of the ground there, but it's out towards Buchanan who got a quick kick away for the Eagles. It's out there towards Dragosevic. He goes to ground as Mark Dragosevic. Only as far as that is Ben Wharton out towards Dimmery. Dimmery with a good kick there towards Bonnie. They need a couple of lifts from Bonnie, Dimmery, Kruger and Reed, and they are right on cue is the blokes that they needed to lift. They're the ones that stood up. They said they needed to have some energy and show a bit of positivity out there. This will be good for Scott Reed if he can kick this one.
Yeah, a fantastic kick there from Bonnie, running out to the boundary line, just pulled it back nicely. I think since the first quarter, Jack Baker's gone to Reed and he's done a pretty good job. So
he has, and Reed, it's hit the top of the post at the highest point there, so not the start the Hills Eagles wanted. Nonetheless, they break the first score for the last quarter as Cam Campbell unloads one of his 70-metre ones, looking for that of Porter. Sharp hands to Jordan Harper. Harper comes across field with a clever kick towards Loken. Loken now unloads and pulls the trigger looking for Dominic Bunyan. Only as far as Damon Steer for the Hills Eagles. Steer takes it on the boot and quickly down to Theo Gavari. Gavari quickly back. He's made a bit of an impact since going out there was Theo Gavari. Gavari drives it down towards Browning. Free kick here. That was sloppy there from Andrew Browning, so it's a free kick here to go to James Gordon. He's tried hard all day as James Gordon for the Hills Eagles. Gordon down towards Reed. Caught behind the back of the pack was Stubbs and wraps up Cam Campbell in a ball and all tackle. Lucky not to give away the free kick was Trent Stubbs, I thought, Stephen.
Yeah, very lucky. It was good work from Matty Porter there, just dropping back in front of Stubbs and just couldn't hold the mark, but very good work from the big ruckman.
Of course, I'll give you the 3/4 time score out at Ainsley. It is the Tricolours 12-12-84 to 8-9-57. Just broke the back of the students in that third quarter, so they've got a lot of work to do. As they've cries of holding the ball. There's Eamon Buchanan, not Eamon Buchanan, Will Bradley. He looks dumbfounded. The umpire pulls the book out of the sock to report. Stephen, did you see that?
No, I did not. That's not for the punch of the footy. I think he's going to punch the footy and he clipped Delaney in the face. I don't think there was much in that.
We're led to believe it is for abusive language, so Will Bradley had his name taken. He'll get via video link from Sydney come face the tribunal across to Campbell as they switch it across the ground. Campbell into the arms of Harper. Harper back to the runner Campbell. He fakes one way and fools Scott Reed. Takes it away down towards that of Isaac Taylor, and it sees them all over the boundary line. In front of the Canberra coaches scoreboard sign over there. Of course, Sponsors Day out here at Kippax Oval, so much valued sponsors of the Belconnen Football Club. Without their contribution, the clubs don't exist, so much appreciated from all those at the Belconnen Magpies. As I'm joined in the commentary box by one of their injured players, the headgear, Stephen Little Easy Wombat Coat.
Yeah, got a few nicknames going on.
Of course, the Belconnen Junior, great to have you up here and get an insight into what goes on in the broadcast, but it's Belconnen, as they share it around by hand, it's into the arms of James Bennett. Bennett with a quick handball over there towards Hegarty, was chopped off by Theo Gavari. Gavari with an up and under. Get under that one if you don't mind, as he takes a great mark. Falling to the ground was Tim Garlick in front of Simon Curtis. Garlick right on centre wing. Puts it down the throat, looking for Stubbs, got front position. Well done there to Nick Collins. Collins over to James Bennett to Hegarty. Followed it up was Bugs Turnbull. Down the line, fallen over in front of us here was the man, the muss, Dominic Bunyan. It's allowed Kruger to get it off by boot to Bonnie. Bonnie now gets to go inboard. He goes inboard looking for that of Doyle, but only as far as Simon Curtis. Out towards James Bennett, the runner James Bennett. He's got a runner in Harper beside him. Harper, he was a pull by foot there looking for Chris York, but it beats them all. That's down in towards the defensive half, down to Steer, the number 45 for the Hills Eagles, brings it up towards centre wing. A good grab taken there by Jack Dimmery. Dimmery into Buchanan to the run of Bradley. Bradley down the middle of the ground looking for that of Gordon, punched away by Browning. Browning follows his kick up and he's chased by Gordon, but Browning now gets it onto the boot and it's only as far as Kruger. Kruger gets it now to drive it forward looking for that of Stubbs, and he's landed in his arms. He gets a quick handball away to Reed. Reed with a quick kick around the corner and over his body. He's looking there for it, and it's a good grab taken there by Josh Duncan. So a clever passage of play by Stubbs, Reed and Bonnie as they set that up. They're the blokes that they need the ball in the hands of.
Yeah, good play there. Great mark there, good contested mark against Collins. So
he did extremely well, young Josh Duncan, as he lines up for what could be his first for the afternoon, and a much needed one for the Hills Eagles, and he slots it straight through. So first blood to the Eagles in quarter four, and they've certainly looked a much better side in this last quarter going forward, Stephen.
Yeah, they have. They've as I said at the start, they wouldn't lay down, that's for sure. So hopefully Belconnen can just make it an arm wrestle now and kick a couple of goals.
Make it an arm wrestle. It's 15-16 106 to 10-15 75. You take away that first quarter where they got probably blown away a little bit. They had enough of the footy. 4-1. It's been fairly even from there on in.
Yeah, it has. Belconnen got the jump in that first quarter, and since then it's been a really tight game.
Very hard to peg back the lead. But to go to the middle of the ground, can they string back-to-back goals? It's a 6-goal game here at Manuka. Kippax Oval. Manuka on the brain after yesterday. James Bennett in the middle of the ground. Caught him high. Free kick. Buchanan. Handballs into the back of Dragosevic. Out towards that of Lexi Bennett. Harper. Collins. They raffle it off over there. It's over to Desi, caught one high, over to Taylor. Bit of spite creeping into the game. It's in the arms of Hegarty. Hegarty down the centre wing, over towards that of James Bennett. Bennett drives the ball forward looking for Loken. Loken has really given Ryan Barrett a football lesson today. 6 goals to his name is Matthew Loken. Can he make it 7? Shooting from a difficult pocket out there, but he likes his chances, and why wouldn't you when you've got 6 against your name?
Yeah, that was really good ball movement as well from that wing area. Sort of good one handball kick sort of footy. Got it out to James Bennett, and James was good enough to hit Lokes on the lead.
Matthew Loken comes in for 7. Does he like it? Yes, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He annoyed with himself, but still giving himself a clap. The ball's to be brought in here through Rowan Bilkey. He's going back to the back half. Rowan Bilkey after a earlier foray forward. Buchanan directing the troops around. Buchanan, Bonnie by hand. He now gets to drive the ball, pull the trigger. He's seen Doyle unattended. Browning just losing concentration. As Big Doyle sets off at home, he pulls the trigger and it's going to go all the way through. Stephen Doyle gets his second, I think, for the afternoon. No, it's his third, so that's not a bad afternoon's work.
There's been a whistle for something down there, I'm not sure what.
It's the goal count.
Yep, does.
The goal does count.
Blood rule, I think. One Belconnen player's come off for the blood rule.
Cam Campbell. Made us all stop. Hills Eagles, they're inching their way back. It's a 5-goal game.
It was well done by Doyle there, I think. He sort of faked the kick out to Stubbs and was good enough to get around the man on the mark and kicked a nice goal from 50 out.
That's his third for the afternoon, so you'd have to be well pleased with that. Started with Buchanan on the back flank here. He just sets them up in the traffic. Snedden, Bonnie in the middle of the ground. He's really lifted in this last term as Damien Bonnie out towards Browning. Falls over, chasing him was Duncan. Really needed to keep his feet in that situation. Jordan by foot. Overlooking there for that of Porter. Bounces them all. And it's in towards Delaney or Hector. It was Hector with a good pass in towards Chris York. Inside the 450. York gets an opportunity now to go for his fourth. Chris York shooting for what could be Belconnen's 17.
This would be a very good one to kick as well for York. You just stem the flow a bit. Hills have got a bit of a run on this last quarter.
He likes that off the boot. We like it off the boot. And of course, that's his fourth for the afternoon, Chris York. So well done, as you rightly said. Just needed to keep the Wolves at bay there, Stephen. Or the Wombats at bay. Keep the Wombats in their hole as the Magpies extend their lead. 17-17, 119 to 11-15, 81 here at the Nest Kipax as the sun dies down behind the clouds as the cold rolls in over the Kipax Oval, the home of the Belconnen Magpies, of course. Sponsors Day, 11 minutes gone, round 16 of the North Eastern Football League clash. It is a season-defining clash for the Hills Eagles. They'd have to be win nearly every game from here on in if they're going to play in finals in 2013. But stranger things have happened. They've been dealt a couple of cruel blows with injuries today, so they're playing with limited stocks. There's a chain of whistles out there. Umpire's brought it back. It's going to go to Matthew Eastman. Eastman unloads with a 67-metre kick looking for Reed. But guess who? Stubbs. Trent Stubbs with yet another mark inside the 450. He's been a real thorn. And this would be one of the rare occasions, I'd say, Cameron Campbell's been beaten this year.
Yeah, he's been really good today. Cam Campbell's obviously done the job for us on all the key forwards this year, but Stubbs has probably got the better of him, especially his last half.
He's right at home with Trent Stubbs. You betcha. That's his third for the afternoon, so that could have been a lot more productive. He's kicked 3 goals for Trent Stubbs. That's their third for the term. Is there enough time left for the Eagles? 5 goals in arrears. 12 minutes gone.
The footy's just looking dangerous every time it goes into their 450 at the moment. Stubbs has come up and Reed's had a really good last quarter, so something we're definitely going to have to work on.
Yeah, certainly cleared a bit of space inside the 450 and not allowing the Belconnen defenders to peel off their man. But Bonnie's lifted his work rate in this last quarter, of course, and Buchanan. They're the blokes that they need to work. We wait for the bounce in the middle of the ground. 16-16, 17-17, 119 to 12-15, 87.
Would have a very good response there from Belconnen. That was good one-handed pick up from James Bennett. Good little handball out to Jacob Taylor, and just unfortunately wasn't good enough to finish.
Steer kicks it to himself, nearly made a meal of it, but he gets another 10 or 15 metres on it. He goes towards Browning and Big Doyle out there, but it's picked up there by Sharp. He's solid tackle out there from the Hills Eagles as they converge on the ball. Which way's the umpire going to see it? He's going to say, it's my ball, thank you, linesman and ball boys, as James Bennett dishes out the tough love again, letting Tim Garlick know that he's around. as they throw it up. Browning in the middle of the ground, out there towards that of Gordon, as the rugby scrum forms. And so no free kick. The umpire says, I'll have it again, thank you. Lexi Bennett was lucky he didn't give one away for over the shoulder. The umpire throws it up, and it's out by Doyle. Doyle did well there, out towards Bonnie. He tries to shrug off the 2 or 3 would-be Belconnen defenders. Umpire will come in and say, I'll have it again.
And another stoppage is the 3rd in a row. I think maybe a 3rd man up to try and clear this space would be a good option right now.
Or there'll be a free kick. That's a good hit there by Browning. It's cleared the space out towards Kruger. It was a free kick, lazy effort there at tackling, so he was unlucky not to get a free kick, was Kruger. I thought he was interfered with there by, I think it was York there, but it's out towards Browning, out to Buchanan, who read it best off the hands. He has a run and gallop. That's his second bounce. Buchanan on the left foot, looking in there towards that man Stubbs. He has tried to take on 2 or 3 of them, and he's done it too. He's beaten them. Trent Stubbs is lied all over by the Belconnen defenders. What's the umpire going to do here? I just think he's going to say, I'll have it again, thank you, for yet another throw up. Right in the Hills Eagles 50, 25 metres from goal. There's a miss hit there from Browning. Goes as far as Gordon in towards Bonnie. He spins out of a tackle from Hegarty. Out to Reed. Reed works his way through traffic, and a quick snap at goal. It just results in the 1 behind. So very good work there to Scotty Reed. Quick kick in taken there by Belconnen out to Taylor. Taylor in front of Buchanan. He's got to make the right option there. It's a short option. Out towards Harper, it was Harper down towards Browning. Steer come across there in front of Browning and sees it over the line. Damon Steer throws it at the boundary line. The umpire to throw it in. 16 minutes gone in this round 16 clash. It's Belconnen. I think they're going to get home here. 17-18, 120 to the Hills Eagles. 12-16, 88. Take away that first quarter, Wombat, and the Hills Eagles have probably been pretty impressive.
Yeah, they have. Definitely been a really tight contest, and they are a really dangerous side.
As James Bennett rolls one through, and Loken went to ground. He looks like he might have hurt himself down there, Matthew Loken. He gets up quite gingerly, holding the stomach. So that was a quick behind there by the Magpies. It's into Theo Gavari in the middle of the ground. Gavari, he takes on Turnbull and gets around him with ease. Gavari puts it inside the forward 50, but only as far as Hector. Damien Hector to James Bennett. Bennett, short, across the back flank, spots the runner in Taylor. Taylor now unloads from the back flank. He looks for Hector.
Just work back!
Punched away there from Kruger. Kruger now lets it roll over the boundary line, and we'll get a boundary line throw in.
That was really good work by Hector there. He took that mark on the half-back flank and kicked it into James Bennett and worked really hard to make that last contest up the ground.
He's certainly improving his work rate, is Damien Hector. He knows how to find the footy, the boy from Tarragona. Of course, him and Jack Baker come up from Tarragona, as you rightfully pointed out at the start of the year, and they've been welcome additions to the Magpies nest.
Yeah, Drew McGrath.
Drew McGrath, was it?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jack Baker. He's a boy we got from Pambula down there.
Pambula, that's right.
Yeah, he played in the Rams last year, and yeah, he's been a really welcome addition to our footy club as well.
Sapphire Coast boy out to Dragosevic, the former Richmond Tuggeranong Hawk player. He gets it in towards Reed, out to Buchanan. Buchanan just sweats on the ball there, in towards Stubbs, back to Gordon. Gordon with a quick little shimmy, out there towards Josh Duncan, but it's Taylor who mops out to Bennett. Certainly was Gavari. He's certainly done some clever things out there as Theo Gavari. You'll cast your mind back 30 years ago, and that was a very common one. Bennett to Taylor, Taylor to Bennett, of course, Curly Bennett.
And we
played many games with Peter Taylor.
Yeah, big Johnny Dess leading down at centre forward as well. So
there you go, all the stalwarts.
Very much a family club, and it's great to see all the sons playing for Belconnen now.
And Reed attempts to go off the ground, only as far as Cam Campbell. He does the splits as he gets the handball away out towards Love. Love over to Turnbull. Turnbull keeps it in. No, he doesn't. Tried to fool the umpire, but he didn't. So Rabbit Turnbull out of bounds. We'll get a throw in. the 19-minute mark of this final quarter. It is the Magpies who are going to run out victors here at Kepax Oval. Been beaten out here this year, Steve, have they, the Magpies?
Yeah, we lost our first game here actually to
Belconnen the opening, that's right, to the 55-point margin, I think it was. The Demons gotcha.
Yeah, a bit disappointing. Then we lost to the Giants here as well by 10 points.
Had that one under wraps, I thought, that day. You let that one get away. But anyway, you learn from that. You've been very good, and you're currently sitting second on the ladder as Bunyan overruns that one. But he's good enough to recover. He gets it out there towards that of Turnbull. It was Turnbull found Harper on the run. Harper gets a well-deserved goal. Well done, Jordan Harper. You've worked hard all day, son. Jordan Harper.
Yeah, very good goal there. Dom Bunyan obviously just fumbled the handball. It was good enough to recover and get it out to, I think it was Jacob Taylor or Ryan Turnbull. And
Ryan Turnbull.
Yeah, got it into...
No, it wasn't Turnbull. It was young Jacob Taylor. Sorry, Taylor. You're right, Wombat.
Yeah, got it into Jordan Harper, who he's worked really hard and he does all the time. He's got a very big tank, Geordie, and good leg speed, so he deserves that goal.
As the Magpies stretch their lead here, 18-19, 127 to 12-16, 88. They'll keep the second spot alive as they snap at the heels of the Sydney Swans, who are the current league leaders for the North Eastern Football League Conference. Of course, the Swans got beaten up there, and it's out to Big Porter. Loken comes back on the ground. He must have got some strapping on the shoulder, I think. Did he?
I'm not sure, yeah.
He did get some strapping on the shoulder, did Loken. But it's going to... Des, the big easy, your mate, little easy, out there towards the Hills Eagles. They have trouble clearing it away, only as far as Will Bradley. Bradley now in towards that of Barrett. He was slow to get rid of it by foot, but he was good enough to get it on the boot. Out there towards Wharton. Wharton now with a decision to make. He drives the ball forward, looking there towards Scott Reed, who takes a diving mark on his knees. Reed goes across the ground, looking for the lead there of... It is Garlick. Garlick takes them on inside the forward 50. He should kick a goal. He's missed it. And the body language from Tim Garlick. He's already kicked a couple, so he probably should have done a little bit better with that, Tim Garlick. He's been good for them today. Is in the arms of
Nick Collins.
Nick Collins.
Coming to John Love.
To John Love. Love now makes a decision.
Jack Baker's worked really hard from full-back there to get this one up on the wing.
That's the good thing about the Belconnen Magpies. They do follow their possessions up and they work hard for the next one. Des shows contempt for his opposite number in Bilkey, puts it into that of Bennett, and it just skims the post for it behind. So he did everything right to try and get another score there. Did Jimmy Bennett. As they extend their lead here at the 22-minute mark. It is 18-20, 128 to 12-17, 89. 39-point margin. As the heat's gone out of the game, there's a quick opportunity here for Sharp. Sees Bennett. Goal. Thank you very much. Another one to the Magpies as they now run away with it. They've polled on 4 for the quarter, so Coach Logan will be quite happy with that. With a nice spread there, 4-5-6-4. With 10 minutes to go in this final quarter, so you wouldn't be too disappointed if you set your targets at 4 goals a quarter, Stephen.
No, not at all. Very good quarter for us, I think. Hills jumped out of the blocks really hard and we've stemmed the flow, and I think we've got a bit of dominance on this quarter now.
It is a shootout here at the Nest, 23-minute mark. Belconnen 19-20, 134 to Hills Eagles 12-17, 89. We'll try and get a score out of Ainsley Oval to see what's going on out there. Of course, it has a real bearing on the top 5, but it's out towards Sharp. He unloads and pulls the trigger from 50. Guess what, Sharpie? You've done it. Well done, son. Matthew Sharp.
Well known for his celebration, Sharpie, as well. So expecting him to go a bit crazy there, but he kept a lid on it.
He pulled the trigger there from the 50, so I like a player that was able to do that. That was good from Matthew Sharp. He kicks the Magpies 5th for the quarter, extends their lead further. Round 16, 20, 21, 40. Hills Eagles 12, 17, 89. Belconnen are going to hold that second spot and they're going to put that wedge further ahead. Of course, we're waiting for the scores out of Ainsley because I know the gentleman sitting next to me eagerly awaiting it as it'll move Ainsley into third on the ladder, I believe, if they win today.
Yeah,
with East Lake's loss yesterday.
Yeah.
So it is now Porter, Sharp, Hector. Hector on the right boot gets a little quicker kick around there, looking for that of Taylor out to Delaney. Delaney with a poor kick off the boot there, and it's out of bounds on the full. He knew it. As it's now up to Barrett, he tries to take him on. He tries to take Dominic Bunyan on. That's dropping the football umpire, but the umpire's not him get away with it. It's out to the speedy Turnbull. Turnbull now drives the ball inside the 50 towards York and Kruger. York was the victor on this occasion, and it only beats. Well, it's beaten Chris as well. So another handball out towards Kruger. Kruger gets the opportunity to clear for the Hills Eagles now. Try to dive in and take the mark was Gordon. Gets it quickly onto the boot for the Eagles, but there's a sea of Belconnen players there. 4 or 5 of them just milled around Scott Reed. Now they get to clear it through Turnbull. Turnbull with a quick handball back towards Curtis. Love with ball in hand. He switches to play across to the run there of Collins. Collins now makes a decision to go back across the face of goal in towards the run of Cam Campbell. Cam Campbell now comes down the far side here, and diving into the ball there was Hector. Copped one high for his troubles. Over to Jordan. Jordan by hand. That was a very good piece of play out towards the run of Curtis. Curtis now down the throat of Loken. Loken now looks for Des. It was a poor kick, but he did well to pick it up, and it was also well done there to Barrett. So they just look to rush it through. No, the umpire says play on. I thought it beat them all over the green. It's out to be Doyle. And Doyle, half-back flank, he puts the ball down the throat there of the 32 in Wharton. Back to Doyle. He puts it straight down the arms of Ryan Turnbull. He's been close to best on the ground today. Out to Sharp.
Yeah, Ryan Turnbull, he's loving his new role down on half back. He's used to playing on half forward flank or a wing, but we moved him down back and he seems
Loken to Taylor. Isaac Taylor, of course, the rising star this week. He's looked very comfortable out there as a senior footballer. Young Isaac Taylor.
Isaac Taylor, actually a feature on my TV show on the website.
Oh,
this
is
week.
he?
Yeah, Wombats Weekly.
Wombats Weekly.
Wombats Weekly, yeah, got Isaac Taylor this week, so tune in onto our website and make sure you have a watch.
And where do we go to find all that wonderful viewing, Stephen?
Belconnenfc.com.au.
And give it a plug, and that's a poor kick there from Isaac. Make sure you get some footage from the cameraman to put on the Wombat website.
That'll be on the highlights at the end of the year.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, one of the great innovations that come out of the Belconnen Footy Club, bringing their club together, was the One Club newsletter. Very prolific on the tweets. Letting everyone know it's certainly a very effective medium these days, the social media. Dragosevic deep in the back pocket, he brings the ball across the ground, looking for Steer, the blue-booted Steer, aqua-booted Steer off the side of the boot. The aqua boots didn't do him much favours that time. Out of bounds on the full. Browning's free kick for the Belconnen Magpies. 27-minute mark of the last quarter here at Kippax. It looks like it's going to be an easy win for the Belconnen Magpies. He drives the ball forward into that of James Bennett, who led the race with the ball. Bennett now has to go back and slot this from about 45 out as the umpire makes him swing around. James Bennett, he's looking for a goal and he likes it off the boot. James Bennett, a real captain's knock today. He's the captain of the side, isn't he?
Nah, Lexi.
Lexi Bennett's the captain.
Lexi's the captain. James is our assistant coach. He runs our midfield now himself. And then we got big Matty Byatt, who is injured for the year as well this year. He's our other midfield coach. He sits up on the box for James. There
you go. You have it right from the Wombat's mouth. So, joining me today, much appreciated. Of course, I wish you all the best for your recovery and pending operation, Steve. And we hope to see you back in 2014, bigger, fitter, and stronger. And I know you're champing at the bit, and you'll do your very best to support the Magpies throughout their campaign in 2013. It's Porter in the middle of the ground there, and he knocks the ball forward. As far as Hector, James Bennett, the last goal scorer, onto Love. Love gets one on the run. Yes, he does. Jim Love gets his second.
Johnny Love will love that. He actually wants to be the third member of the Easy crew, so he's done himself no harm in kicking that goal. So
the third member, what are we going to call him? Mid-Easy or something?
Yeah, that's what he wants, but we'll have to have a meeting about that, myself and Big Easy, and see how we go.
See if you induct him into the Easy Club.
Yep.
So John Love gets his second for the afternoon as they extend their lead. It's a 10-goal game now. 22-21, 52. Can't be long left. 12-17, 89. The Hills Eagles. They've certainly been made to look very ordinary in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've probably let themselves down a bit, I think. First 5 minutes of the game, or first 10 minutes of the game, they let themselves down, and probably this last 10 minutes as well. So they'd be pretty disappointed in that, I think.
There's the tugboat siren to end the game here at Kippax Oval. It's an easy victory for the Belconnen Magpies. 22-21, 52, 12-17, 89. There you have it. It's an easy victory to the Belconnen Magpies. Matthew Loken with 6, Chris York with 4, Bunyan with a couple, Harper with a couple, Bennett with a couple. And for the visitors, Big Doyle kicked 3, Stubbs kicked 3, and Garlic kicked a couple. So there you have it.